Hey guys, Tyler2K here. Today we're going to do a breakdown of technically Kunimitsu II in Tekken 7. As usual, we'll do the complete breakdown of the character. We'll do some parallels and probably some changes I think they're going to make to Kuni in Tekken 8. And then we'll also go ahead and do a quick changes breakdown of Kuni I from Tekken Tag 2. So to kind of elaborate rather. So Kunimitsu II is the daughter of Kuni I, who is in Tekken Tag 2 slash, I don't remember Kuni was in Tekken 2. I think she was. I don't think she was in Tekken 1. But yeah, she has been a long-standing ninja character, similar to Yoshimitsu. Part of, I don't know if they're quite the same clan. I think they're rivals, if I remember correctly. But the lore doesn't matter too much. Just basically, you have to know that Kuni II is Kuni I's daughter. And then also, furthermore, other than just kind of revamping and updating her move list, Kuni II is like actually significantly smaller than Kuni I. So Kuni I, even though she's a female character, is roughly a normal size character. She basically is like a Nina clone, if I remember correctly, when it comes to her hitboxes in original games. So she's basically a full-size character. She is Nina still, so she has like a smaller hitbox, so certain combos will drop out on her. But for the most part, she's a normal-sized character. Kuni II here is the smallest character in the game, or rather, she's tied for the smallest character in the game. Technically, she's like 1 centimeter or so taller than a character like Lucky Chloe, but at the same time, because Kuni uses weapons, she has absolutely insane range. So, unfortunately, by the time that Kunimitsu II had come out, the game was already in the realm of, like, unfortunately, completely pay to win, just schlock for the most part. So every character had come out, and we talked about it if you had seen my Armor King video. Shout out to my members, because again, sorry, to clarify, if I make a mistake, please don't know time code to set a mistake. This video, I have no idea when it's coming out, so this came out for members. I'm currently recording this in August of 2025. This might come out in a year. This might come out in 4 months. I have no idea when, sort of thing. But yeah, at the end of Tekken 7, Season 3, you can argue kind of end of Season 2 was very pay to win. Julia, Marduk, so on and so forth. And just to clarify, for Julia, and I might as well do the full history now, Julia was the only character, other than I think Jin, who was in the top 8 of EVO Japan that one faithful year. So even though Leroy was 6 of the top 8, for top 32, he was like 24 of the 32 characters were Leroy players. Julia was in second place. The reason Julia was in second place is because Julia was super fucking pay to win initially when she had come out. The problem is, like, she was semi-balanced, just like kind of Marduk. Marduk did get earlier buffs compared to Julia, but like she was semi-balanced relative to what we had gotten with like Fakum Lam, Leroy Season 3. And again, this pattern held up even through Season 4, where we had Lydia out of the gate was insanely overtuned. Kunimitsu was insanely overtuned, and unfortunately for all the other characters who got nerfed, your Fakum Lams, your Leroys, your Lydias, all these characters did get nerfed. Kunimitsu got such a light nerf relative to the rest of the cast. One of the reasons why a player of like Arslan's caliber had played her for so long is, yeah, incredible movement, incredible pressure, incredible damage, and she basically dodged nerfs. So it match made in heaven for a player like Arslan. But at the same time, yeah, she was just overtuned for so long. And even though all those other pay-to-win characters get nerfed, Kunimitsu barely dodged them. So what we'll do, we'll talk about some of the pay-to-win kind of changes that Namco had made. But yeah, she was, luckily, as of right now, the last of the pay-to-win characters. You can argue for a character like Anna. Same thing, we talked about this in the Armor King video. But Anna is nowhere near like Leroy, Fakum Lam, Kunimitsu, like super, super really bad design characters out of the get-go. But yeah, we'll see what a pay-to-win character looks like in this breakdown once again. So getting back to point, so Kunimitsu is tied for basically the smallest character in the game, yet has some of the most insane range by having both the projectile, dagger style attacks, and of course I'm messing up the QCF 1+2. But yeah, insane damage, like that 9 rank 2, CD2, her 14 frame launcher we'll talk about later, in absolutely insane range. A 10 frame option that hits from like range 1.5. I mean, you name it. Kunimi has an absolute absurd amount of range for how small a character is. And at the same time, because she's a such small character, insanely good backdashing, insanely good lateral movement, the total package. If you're playing Kunimitsu, it's like I wanted to win in the sense of like I have all the tools I need, I have the movement I need, and in a game like T7 where backdash is so incredibly valuable, like to have a backdash that strong while still representing like advancing 15 frame options, advancing 14 frame options, was really, 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 really strong. So yeah, her size compared to her mother is definitely to her benefit. So she has all the benefits of a tall character, but none of the downsides of worse combos. Like, you're just looking at the stature between Kazuya, who's a normal mid-sized character, and Kunimitsu. Like, you can see, yeah, I mean, Kazuya, even during his bobbing, is still like a foot taller than Kunimitsu is right now. So, it kind of goes to show you how crazy Namco did get with changes back in the day. But yeah, her defining features are definitely her size, her movement, and her range. Total package character. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get back to it. So again, we will talk about Kunimitsu I later, who is definitely the more interesting of the two characters, but at the same time, she's playing in an old game, so she doesn't have nearly as much crazy stuff that Kuni II has per herself. So as usual, let's go ahead and start with rage arts. Her rage art, typical frame data, 20 frame option, minus 22 on block. She does a flurry of sword attacks. So I don't remember the names, like the lore names of her weapons, but she has a Wayazaki, if I remember correctly, and a I can't remember the name, the technical term of the other name. Sorry, these are the Japanese terms. So one's basically a dagger, or a little bit larger than a kunai, because unlike Kunimitsu II, unlike Kuni I rather, who had her kunai out at all times. Kuni II has like a longer dagger, and then she also has basically a short sword to complement it. So if you notice the attacks on the screen, she has a red attack and a blue attack. We'll talk about we'll talk about that in like Tekken 8 speculation. But yeah, basically the red attack, if I remember correctly, has the more range, and the blue attack is the more horizontal attack. In a sense, kind of similar to Negan. She seems like she was honestly designed for Soul Calibur, where she has vertical attacks and she has horizontal attacks. One of the reasons why she's so incredibly strong. But yeah, so her rage art obviously will get changed in T8. The reason I'm showing the rage art though is to show you what pay to win actually looks like. So let's go ahead and turn on rage. So you might see, okay, the rage art doesn't look too crazy. She basically does the running 2 animation. And the reason why she does the running 2 animation is actually the range is basically the same. So if we jump away and do rage art, our rage art still hits at this range. What that means though is you can do a standard combo, and I'll do something like this, and then we'll end with this, and then we'll do a rage art. And notice how Kazuya is like half screen away. Hey, it still links. So it's kind of very similar to like Tekken 8, of course, except with all the strong arrow tailspin states. But yeah, the range on this move is absurd, like absolutely crazy. This is not nearly as far as Nina, who is of course not a DLC in this character, who has the farthest hitting rage art in the game. But yeah, it's crazy how far this attack hits. And that's kind of her MO. So I was talking about, so even, we'll talk about this later. If you don't have rage, you can still go for like a kunai attack and do this like long range attack throw. And best of all, like, it hits full screen, right? But you can still link it on the end of combos. So to have this rage art that super complements her kit is crazy, like so absurdly strong to have something like that. But like, that's not good enough, right? So let's go ahead and give her a rage stride that is basically the same thing, a running 2 advancing attack. Now, on first glance, it doesn't seem to do much of anything. Basically, it's an attack throw, hit, hit, hit. But notice how Kazuya is in this like really long splat type state. Notice how he's horizontal rather than that like descending downward attack that we see in like Tekken 8, right? So yeah, this is like the precursor to Heat Smash, is that wall splat. And yeah, this does wall splat from a million miles away. So unfortunately, we are in the infinite practice mode. I'm not going to go ahead and boot up the non-infinite because we'll have to boot up back to infinite practice mode again. But yeah, basically same idea. Although the combo structures are different, you can still tag on like a jab to the end of your combo. and still do the rage drive, which then causes a wall splat, which then allows for you to do a full combo. So top right corner, I have a short video that shows you the damage potential on a very basic punish, a very basic combo. And it does absurd amount of damage because this is a power splat, which then allows for a full combo. And similar to Jin, who can do his heat smash mid combo, like I said, Kunimitsu was the precursor to that. So yeah, easy way to explain her is unfortunately pay to win, and she still retained that. Now they did nerf the damage, if I remember correctly. I think they reduced it by about like 3 or 4 points, but still, like, you can easily do, if the spacing's correct, like a 70% combo. That's basically face roll. There's no skill involved with that combo structure. Very, very strong. Okay, yeah, so regarding her rage, of course, there's no more rage drives in Tekken 8. Her rage art will probably be some sort of like ninja attack similar to like Yoshimitsu's, where he's hiding in the trees and he slices you a bunch and gets like that very dramatic samurai finish, even though he's a ninja. Yeah, she'll probably have something like that, like maybe a 1000 strike, what do they call it, like an ultimate Kunimitsu style rage art. That's probably my guess what's going to happen. And knowing Namco, they'll probably end with like an Izuna drop to give it like a little bit more of a ninja flair. Okay, I guess she doesn't have an Izuna drop, but yeah, Yoshi does. But yeah, she'll end with like a Izuna drop, which would be like this. So that's my guess. Although that's not quite an Izuna because she isn't spinning. Whatever. Okay, if you know, you know. Well, whatever. Okay, Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the craziness that's her 10 frame pressure game. So first of all, 1-1 is NC +6, which is actually really fucking good. This is also safe on block, which is really good. Also notice the space control, -5, yet you're left at a range we can backdash and down forward 2 if they try to get in on you, right? -5, again, one of those killer frame data numbers where you can just immediately sidestep, either force full crouch option or go in for like some sort of pressure line, so on and so forth. Wall stand 1-1 did get nerfed, but the idea still applies, like wall stand 3, off a deep step, instant option, hop kick, so on and so forth. So 1-1 by itself is like a really, really good option. Now, the way you can make it better, though, is you can add basically 2 extensions to 1-1. So we have 1-1-1 and then 1-1-2. So remember how I was talking earlier, how if you notice the color of her dagger, so this is her basically horizontal strike attacks. But yeah, basically 1-1-1, horizontal style attack. And then on the flip side, we have 1-1-2, which, okay, you can't see it there, but you could see it in slow motion, where she goes for a straight attack instead. So if you notice, 1-1-1, -11, 1-1-2 is completely safe on block. Also, 1-1-2 does cause a wall splat. I don't know if 1-1-2... Wow, okay, yeah, it's also NCC. That's pretty fair. Keep in mind, this is a high mid, right? So first of all, like, you have this almost like a 1-1-4 style attack like a character like Raven has, which was very, very overtuned, right? Of course, 1-1-2, safe option, and to wall splat. But yeah, again, this is her straight attack, her quote-unquote vertical attack for Soul Calibur fiends, and horizontal would be her slash. So basically the idea behind this attack is that when you guard the second hit, you have to guess what she's going to do. So 1-1-2 is safe on block. Of course, fun. Okay, I need to space it out, which is going to be very difficult. So you sidestep right to evade the third hit, which of course would then leave you open the launch punishment. But then she also has the mix-up, which is 1-1-1, to complement it. Now, out of curiosity, I have a feeling I know the answer to this question. Let's see what the 1-1-1 does on counter hit. Backdash is like too far. Okay, so yeah, it is NCC from the second hit as well. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, causing wall splat, knockdown, so on and so forth. Pretty good 50-50. The nice thing, and this is something that people tend to forget about when we talk about like down forward 1 and having like options, like for instance down forward 1-3, down forward 1-2, like complementary tools to your poke. There's nothing that says you have to do 1-1 into a 1 or 1-1-2, right? You can just do a 1-1, leave yourself either +6 or leave yourself -5, right? And you're the one hitting the button, so you know what you're going to do next. Your opponent has to guess what's going to happen. So maybe you like doing 1-1 and doing down back 3 right? Which would then beat the sidestep right. You can do 1-1, flash step, and then realign. Same idea. 1-1, lock down back 2 for homing tools, so on and so forth, right? You don't have to commit to the 1-1-1 or 1-1-2. So basically, a lot of this like tactical pressure ideas with Tekken 7 really stems from just, I can do this button. Are you going to respect this button, right? At all times, your opponent has to worry about what you are going to do. And that's one of the great things about these insanely strong characters is you just mentally stack build them nonstop. You have all these really, really strong tools. You have stances to complement your pressure. You know, back turn stance. She has the 1+2 stance. I forget what it's called, like kit or cat, something like that. Right? She has all these tools. And again, you don't have to commit to the follow-up hit. You can just wear them out by doing like 1-1 or the famous 2-2. We'll talk about it later. You just mentally wear them out until it's like, okay, now I'm gonna hit a button. And because you're so ingrained with flash stepping, 1-1, down forward 1, you know, so on and so forth. It just slowly build up the mental stack until your opponent gets overwhelmed and they just don't know what to do. And tools like 1-1-1 and 1-1-2 with the NCC properties, with the safety on them, because keep in mind, like worst case scenario, you're -11, right? So no one can really max punish that except for Kazuya here with the 11 frame wall splat, right? So just fucking, who cares? Build the stack, take the -10. Not every character has a knockdown on 10 anyway, and just build it up until they get overwhelmed. And it, like, here we go. This goes into the same thing. 1-1, 1+2. So, okay, so it is cat stance. The 1-1, 1+2 is then part of the mental stack building. So, okay, so you've shown 1-1-1 a lot, right? Or 1-1-2 a lot, and you know they like sidestep right. So now your opponent thinks they have a read on you. So they'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to flash right here. Oh, of course. Sorry. They didn't add the don't do an action until Tekken 8, which was a weird thing. It took so long to come out. Uh-oh, mental stack building. Now I'm going to go for, you know, Cat 1, and that's going to track that way. And best of all, if, like, you disrespect Cat 1, oh, whoops, wall splat, you know, or pressure line, so on and so forth, right? So, yeah, that's part of the mental stack building, which is so incredibly strong. And having access to Cat stance, access to, like, follow-up 50-50, wall splat, so good. Okay, 1-2-2 is her 10 frame Punisher, -4 on hit. Sorry, +4 on hit, of course. On block, I believe this is -12. Oh, whoops, my bad. This on. Yeah, -12, but it's also non-jailing, so you can just duck. Obviously, it's a Punisher, so that, of course, is like, okay, you did something -10. Okay, I'm going to do a 10, so on and so forth. But yeah, the nice thing here is, like, let's say you chicken out. Okay, technically, you can always enter into beat stance by doing 1-2-2 and then canceling the final hit. Now, the hard part, though, you have to kind of worry about is a lot of people will, you know, myself included, will go for a 10 Punisher and then kind of hold back just to fall into guard just in case you mess up. That way you can kind of go like 1-2 guard, 1-2 guard, so on and so forth, right? But yeah, you can cancel this fully out. So I'm mashing it, but because I'm holding back, we cancel the back turn stance. So just one little kind of thing to look out for. Okay, so even though, and I forgot to even mention this, so 1-2-2, of course, we talked about it, is a high option that can be ducked, -12 on block. So this is like the counter to that move. So if you know your opponent wants to duck it, and let's say the wall's nearby, right? Because this 1-2-4 will cause a wall splat. But yeah, so basically, okay, you think they're going to duck the 1-2-2. Okay, we'll do 1-2-4 instead. Of course, if you notice there, 1-2-4 is -14, so there is some major inherent risk to it. The nice thing, though, is that 1-2-4 is also NCC for a wall splat. So fishing for a wall splat for -14, sort of matchups, they can't really max punish you. It's not a bad thing whatsoever to fish for it. But at the same time, again, you have to mix up the 1-2-2 just to keep them in check if they like ducking your option. But yeah, oftentimes you'll be by a wall, go back to the wall, you just fish for 1-2-4 again because you'll get the wall splat launcher and then you'll be good to go and then maintain your pressure and Oki afterwards. But yeah, it has that layer of mix up, but also the layer of, okay, I think you're gonna hit a button. I know I'm plus frames. Let's let that 1-2-4 rocket like 10 frame counter hit, right? NCC option. Okay, speaking of moves that are, you know, part of a string that have more value, 2-2, 1+2 And actually, we'll go down the line first. So 2-2, 1+2, 2-2 with the cat, 2-2 into set by holding forward, and sorry, that's a third hit. So please note that the third hit is a high, so you can duck it, and of course you can launch it if she enters into set. Or you go forward. So 2-2-2-2-2, same idea, third hit is a high, although if you let the third hit go by, then the rest of it kind of gets kind of tricky. If I remember correctly, this is not safe on block. Okay, -10, but they're standing, so it's not even that bad. I thought they'd be left in FC. Also, this is not NCC, so you're only going to get that 2 hits first. So the good news is 2-2 by itself is your 12-frame option, and also +5. Also, furthermore, it is completely safe on block. Now, the nice thing with the 2-2, and this is in most matchups, 2-2 tends to completely track. So this also goes to that pay-to-win aspect of the game, right? So unlike a character like Noctis 2-2, where he has this like safe, I-12 or sorry I-15 double mid option, which is a really low hitbox. Of course, he's also DLC. Kunimitsu has arguably a better version of it with the high. And regardless, I think, of going into sidewalk, yeah, this is still going to full track. Yeah, really, really strong. Of course, again, keep in mind, this tends not to fully track against female characters. If I remember correctly, it does track one direction. Although at the same time, in T7, unless you're playing Kunimitsu, female characters tend to be weaker. So yeah, that usually male characters are like your meta characters. So you don't have to worry about female characters sidestepping this a lot, unless they're Kunimitsu, of course, at the pay-to-win aspect. But yeah, 2-2 by itself is worth talking about. Simply because, yeah, if you think they're going to sidestep, but you don't want to commit to like an option like that too, which is, unsafe on block, you have access to 2-2. The only kind of caveat being that 2-2, of course, starts with a high, so you have to just keep that in mind. But beyond that, really, really strong option. Really, really incredible. Also, the fact that it can enter into stance makes things more valuable. So in a similar vein, because we can enter into stance, that's also sometimes used as an option. Like, for instance, if you just want to do like a simple dial combo. Okay, it looks like set 2 is the only thing we can land here. But still, it's still really nice to have access to that, especially when you consider the fact that set 2 and stuff like that is already really strong of an option. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, 2-2 by itself, the tracking properties on it are absurd. Okay, if you don't want to enter, you can also enter into BT by jumping. When she goes into BT, similar to Lucky Chloe, if I remember correctly, this does low crush. So by some chance, if you think they're going to go for a duck jab, I suppose you could do that. Same idea though, third hit is a high, so just duck the third hit. Okay, so let's talk about moves that aren't good. 3-4 is one of those moves. So this is NC wall splat if the wall's nearby, into knockdown, where I think 4/2 is guaranteed, so on and so forth. That's your steel pedal for the character. But the issue here is that 3-4 by itself is fairly slow option, and then also, yeah, there's no mix-up to it. So the only mix-up is if you just do standing 3 by itself. That's it. But yeah, also, unlike a character like Yoshimitsu, right, we don't get a wall splat from here, so we have to commit to the full route if we get it. If I remember correctly, this is also an airborne spin. Yes, it is. So if you need a double hit spin that does a lot of damage, you don't want to thread in a 4-2-3 or whatnot, then yeah, 3-4, I guess, would be your go-to option, doing more damage. But yeah, there's better combo lines and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, this is just a bad move. This is, of course, a homing attack, wall splat, knockdown, but of course, as you see there, the last hit is high, so basically just duck it. 3-4, launch them. Out of curiosity, can you even like walk this anyway? Back that way. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure you could sidestep that to the right, so you can just OS the stand 3, period. Yeah, as I talked about, it's not a good move. You're never going to see it. Even pay-to-win characters have to have buttons that don't do anything, I suppose. But whatever. Okay, 4-2 is basically Kunimitsu's I-12 Punisher. If I remember correctly, this is just a faster version of the attack, or she has a variation like this in Tekken Attack 2. The nice thing is this is a 12 framer, so of course, wake up 4s in this game are -12 on block in most scenarios. So this is your Punisher. Because the thing of note with an option like the forward 2-3 is that this is 13. So you can't get a wall splat. We'll talk about it later. You cannot get a wall splat in most situations by using an option like forward 2, which of course has no additional properties on it. So for hop kick, you have forward 2-3 and wall splat or spaced out -14 wake up attack, so on and so forth. But yeah, forward 2 is a nice little stop loss attack for her to have access to. Let's see, does this jail? For some reason that's coming into my head. Yeah, Mike, there you go. Like, that's like pay to win. Like, right up, straight up, dude. Like, fucking a 12 frame Punisher that's only -3 on block, and then you have, like, you know, Ninja 3, the low crush instantly. Like, come on, man. Come on. So then the meta becomes, okay, if I think you're going to duck jab, you have this. If I think you're going to high jab, I have, what is it? Is it 3+4 in this game? Okay, I don't remember how to do, down forward, that's it. Like, little shit like that, man. Like, forward 2 being safe on block is crazy. This is, again, a precursor to Tekken 8, where all these, like, pressure strings and tools are all safe on block and or high. Like, that's crazy, man. Okay, so that's, yeah, more pay to win for you. Yeah, and then, of course, in Tekken 8, she would have a back turn parry. Yeah, I don't think... Well, she has a reversal, which is this move. Yeah, that's reversal. So she has a shadow reversal, kind of similar to Raven. But yeah, no power crush. Of course, in Tekken 8, she would have a power crush to complement her -3, and her power crush would activate on frame 6, like the other back turns, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. Okay, manual cat stance. Cat stance is an interesting stance for the most part. In Tekken Tag 2, the cat stance options were more like evasive, tricky tools. In this game, though, there we go. Yeah, she teleports during her fucking attacks. And if you notice in the screen there, and let me go ahead and just try to freeze this. Okay, I can't pause it in time. But notice how it says invincible. So she can't be hit by anything whatsoever. And even though it's only for a few frames, the frame data where you enter into cat stance and go for an option like cat 4, cat 2, stuff like that, is so perfect for her to have an invincible entrance stance. Like, not even Yoshi doesn't even have this for the most part. He has something similar, but the thing is that only occurs during teleport when he goes to your back. So he's not like actually threatening you with constant forward advancing pressure like Kuni does. He only teleports to your back. Kuni has the best of every single world by cat stance. And as we had seen earlier, you can access cat from quite a few different means. 1-1 cat, what we had seen earlier. Oh yeah, 2-2 full out cat. She has more things to go into it. Otherwise, yeah, you can go for this teleport stance entrance. Like, for instance, represent it this far. Okay, you hit a button. I'm sorry, here comes my incoming pressure teleport. Make myself invulnerable against you, right? So super good. So let's talk about the options. Cat 1, as shown earlier, is +12. Or 2 pressure follow-up would be guaranteed. Otherwise, you can maintain forward advancing pressure by going 2-2 and taking the +5. Similar thing, if you actually want 6 frames for whatever reason, you could technically go for 1-1. But yeah, usually it's going to be 4-2 +6 into some sort of back turn option where your opponent has to guess. Also, if I remember correctly, yeah, this can also be used for filler. I wouldn't recommend it for filler, but also as an anti-air, you could confirm a pickup in that situation. It's mostly the same thing. For keep out cat, if you don't want to commit to a teleport, if you think they're going to go airborne, you could go for the cat 1. Really good option. Otherwise, it should be, yeah, safe on block, -5. Similar thing to our 1-1, -5, backdash, sidestep, whatever. Churn steal, you name it, you have access to it. Okay, so cat 2 is a different move for Kunimitsu, or actually cat 2 for Kuni 2, or Kuni 1 might be the same thing. This is her old wall stand 2. Wall stand 2 did get changed, but this move here, during the teleport, is not only invulnerable like the other cat stance options, but also very, very evasive. Now, I don't think it will consistently beat mids, but of course this will beat jabs. Now, the nice thing with the cat 2 that you can't really respect there is the fact that, yeah, she teleports during this animation. Also, furthermore, it causes knockdown, but I don't believe it causes wall flat. This is also safe on block. Oh, no, not. Okay, never mind. I take it back. Maybe that's Tekken Tag 2 I'm thinking of. Minus 11. Okay. But yeah, also for not causing wall splat kind of sucks. That's probably why you never see this move. A move you do see all the time, of course, is Cat 3-2. So, as we talked about, you're invulnerable during this. Also, during the Cat 3, notice how far she's advancing. So it's like, okay, I think you're in a space invade. Well, I have access to my Cat 3, which will be our keep out option. So in a similar way, this acts similar to, what is it? Like Yoshi Flash. Now, the nice thing with this is that, yeah, it's a full launcher and it's completely NC on block. Or sorry, on hit, sorry, of course. Now, also, I think the second hit, yeah, still a launcher if you just hit the second hit there. Of course, on block, you do have problems. Minus 16. At the same time, she does have a mix-up, which we'll talk about shortly. But yeah, this is that same thing. Okay, I think you're going to space invade me. Cat 3-2. And then I let it rock and I get a launcher. Best of all, though. Let's go ahead and put on guard all. Best of all, though, nothing says you have to hit the second hit. Like, if you think the opponent's not going to attack, okay, well, we do Cat 3. And as you see there, because it's active for so many frames, we can just do Cat 3 by itself and not commit to the final hit. And then from here, if we know at our spacing, at like the more tip range, like -2 to like +1 potentially, same thing. Backdash, sidestep, jab pressure, power crush pressure, so on and so forth. Nothing says you have to commit to 3-2. So in a similar way to like other like twin piston options, right? I guess like down for 1-2, stuff like that. We can just do Cat 3 and confirm the situation. Okay, I see my opponent dashing into me. Okay, well, I let the Cat 3-2 rock. Okay, I see that he's not going to commit. Single Cat 3, don't commit to anything. Okay, we're close range, or I need to go all in. Okay, well, if I'm close, I'm using my teleport option. Notice how high she is in the air. And then her hitbox is hittable on the way down finally. So not only is she actually invulnerable, but during that like high crush state, like in the air, it's hard to hit her, period. So if you notice, same thing, they're jabbing to try to keep you out or try to lock you down. Yeah, I'm going to let the Cat 3-2 rock, and I'm going to get a launcher here. Some of the best Kunimitsu players seem to be psychic from their timing on a use of a move like Cat 3-2. Really, really strong move that you have to understand how it properly works to do well with, Kunimitsu. But it's not impossible. But yeah, it's definitely a more kind of like a finesse type of attack where it takes a lot of understanding of the game and attacks and timing, stuff like that to use for. So just when you thought that Cat 3-2 wasn't annoying enough, she also has Cat 4. Now, if I remember correctly, Cat 4-2 is not NC. Okay, correct? Also, if you notice, it is a high, so you can duck second hit and launcher. On block, as you probably have seen, Cat 4-2 completely safe on block. Now, the nice thing, unlike Cat 3-2, which of course I guess technically would be, but Cat 4-2 is also NCC. Furthermore, if you also notice, Cat 4 is a load. Now, the issue that you have to deal with on defense, Cat 3 and Cat 4 can look very, very similar, especially in the heat of the moment. So even though the attack, angle of attack is completely different, unless you have some decent experience against Kunimitsu, this could look like a proper 50-50 that you have to deal with. Also, the fact, again, that you still have the teleport. You still have the NCC properties, fall splat, knockdown, so on and so forth. It can also make things trickier. But yeah, oftentimes what happens is people are so used to seeing Cat 3-2 that they let an option like Cat 4 go out. And then furthermore, I think Cat 4 by itself is not even that bad. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Never mind. It has a penalty on it. Okay, good. It has a string penalty on it. But same thing. It's like, okay, well, we're going to duck this unless you're 100% confident, right? Well, okay, well, then, here maybe the Cat 3-2 comes out and then you get beat, so on and so forth. Let's see. How about timing-wise? Okay, 23 or 18. Okay, so they're hitting on roughly the same frame, but the animation is different. So, yeah, with practice, you can definitely see it. But, yeah, it's nice to have a complement to her Cat 3, which, again, is more situation confirm option. Really, really good. Okay, you can enter into set stance. by holding forward during cat. So what is that? Setsunagake, I guess? But everyone calls it set, S-E-T. Oftentimes, people aren't going to go cat stance into set. They're going to do... Okay, let's talk about... this. Okay, we're not to set yet. Okay, so you can enter into set by holding forward. You can also enter into back churn, which evidently your Katon, I guess, would be holding back. And then you can also enter into her white hole by holding up. Now, you aren't invulnerable during the white hole, but same thing. You are very, very evasive. Now, if I remember correctly, during white hole... Okay, no, you're not into FC. Now, can I hold down to enter into FC? No, I can't. Okay, interesting. There are certain things like that she does have. Knowing Namco, she can enter into FC now. I'm sure 100% by holding down during cat or white hole option. Like, for sure. Like, this is for sure entering to FC or can enter into FC. Knowing them. Okay, 3+4. This is just a taunt attack. As the name suggests, Eternal. You can just keep doing it. Issue here, though, as you notice, the range on it is pretty bad. Even for the first hit, you really have to be like in a bit. This is mostly just gimmicks. Okay, I think the opponent wants to attack into me, and I'm just going to do this infinitely. That's all it is for. But yeah, she slowly works her way away. So yeah, there's no follow-up pressure ever. This is just like, okay, we sidestep and then just launch her or power crush, something like that. But yeah, the tricky part is you hit it too many times. You might, like, there, see, it was queued up even though I had hit it fucking 3 seconds before the animation came out. So just keep that in mind. Just mostly gimmicks. Okay, 4-2-3 talked about this already. I-13 option, wall splat. It's our only wall splat. So if they do a hop kick, because hop kicks are -13, it will cause a wall splat launcher. As you notice there, +6 on block, although this is non-jailing. It's a high, so just go ahead and duck it. Also against airborne opponents, 4-2-3 will cause a spin option. As we talked about, 3-4 is more valuable for a double hit. Although the difference is 4-2 on 13, significantly better than stand 3 on 16 for less consistency. Also against back churn, she has the same attack, which is just 2-3. We'll talk about back churn options. But the same idea applies. 4-2-3 at a back churn stance causing our spin. I don't think there's any other properties to talk about. Yeah, it's just a really good move, and it will really punish people who don't like ducking I-12, I-13 punishers. A good player will duck this, a bad player not so much. Also, nice thing with the 4-2. 4-2 doesn't have a penalty on it, and also you can use it for mental frame advantage and then help hide animation during that -9 state. Keep in mind you're risking your life at -9, but most people are going to respect the second hit and then give up their churn somewhat. They'll start pushing eventually and they'll start duck jabbing you, so on and so forth. But then that goes into like your more Yomi level play mind games, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, 4-2-3 is really good. Also, the range on it is really, really nice. As we talked about, she's a small character. It has absolutely fucking absurd range. Like, look at that. As a 13-frame Punisher. Bro, what? Like, what is that? That's crazy as shit. Yeah, I don't know what. Okay, here we go. 4-3. Set. So set stance, for the most part, you're going to access set stance by tapping forward 3. What's important to note about set stance, unlike more modern movement-based stances, actually in T7 and Tekken 8, set is very, very fucking fast to hit a button. So like, for instance, I can hit 4-3-1, and this looks just like Lars DE1, right? Same idea. Set stance Lars option. But like, look at the range, man. The range is crazy, crazy good. Let's see here. Okay, I must talk about the second one. So the more frequent way you're going to enter in set stance, because entering the set stance is cool and all, right? Because you have this advancing pressure line, launchers, safe tools, same thing, low launcher off of set 3, so on and so forth. But more often than not, you're going to use set stance out of combos by tapping forward and then holding forward. It's something I had shown earlier. So yeah, these are all sets. And then our dagger, or our kunai attack, rather. Yeah, so that's basically the most common way. Forward into stance by holding forward. more like advanced, TGO, TGS level Kuni players will often use for 222 into set. But yeah, same thing. It's all really combo reliant. What situation you want to use it, but more often than not, forward 4 into set is how you're going to access the stance mid combo, and then for just follow pressure, forward 3 into set will be the stance. So I know certain people out there are probably like streaming in their monitors. We'll talk about that at the very end, which is about movement, her set options. Okay, so this is her first option, set 1-2-1. You may notice something. Well, we have set 1-2-1, and we have set 1-2-2. And man, those attacks kind of look familiar, don't they? Yeah, these are the same attacks. So this is 1-1-2 and 1-1-1. The only difference here, if you notice, set 1-2 is a high. So what does that mean? Does that mean the string jails? No, unfortunately, no, it does not. So basically, unexpectedly or expectedly, you can just duck the second hit of set 1-2 that causes this option. Now, from set 1-2, we do have a secret. So let's say your opponent really likes ducking set 1-2 and they launch you. So regardless of set 1-2-2, set 1-2-1, so on and so forth, vice versa. Right? They can beat you here. So what if you know your opponent likes ducking and punishing a set 1-2? So first and foremost, as we talked about, nothing says that you can't just do set 1 and just take your -3 and then fucking launch them, right? Oh, you like ducking, bro? Hop kick, right? Fuck you, right? Sort of thing, right? But if that wasn't good enough, we also have another attack, and that move is set 1-2-3. What's nasty about set 1-2-3 is if you duck 1-2 and you try to launch her, she will jump over. She will jump over your fucking launch punish. Like what? Like, come on, man. So what happens instead? You have to use like a typical like snap kick, I10, maybe a higher I12 to challenge an option like the set 1-2. God, she's so good. This is the good one though. Set 1-2-3. The reason why it's so good, God, her range is crazy, dude. Yeah, it causes a spike, and then from here we can either, depending on the character, there's certain options. But yeah, you can go for like a ground option. You can go for your like steel pedals, but basically, yeah, ground steel pedal. Like I said, certain launchers, certain body types, you get back 4 pickup in that spot. While it's very wall reliant, but it's mostly like, okay, I think you're gonna duck me, and you like max punishing set 1-2. I have a button that explicitly calls out, ducking. Like the fact she's the smallest character and has like the most range is crazy, dude. Oh, no, it's completely safe. So it's not even -11. It's -4. Similar idea. Power crush, sidestep, backdash, challenge, duck jab. I mean, you fucking name it. Wow. Okay, and then basically she has one other mix-up to it, which is set 1-2-4. This is a little bit less valuable. So as we had shown earlier, this is basically the same animation as her BT3, which is the Ninja 3 option, which low crushes very quickly and beats duck jabs. Now, the nice thing here, I think this is plus. Yeah, +3. Cool. Now, the good news, I don't think this beats punishment. So you can duck it, you can punish it. Also, I think technically, and I have no idea how I'm going to set this up. Yeah, I can't set this up. It's weak to sidestep right. Just take my word for it. That's how you beat the ninja options. You just sidestep it. So yeah, during her follow-up, she can just, she's very floaty. You can jab her, you can wall stand punish her, or you can sidestep the incoming pressure. I'm pretty sure sidestep right is how you beat it. But like I said, because her range is so absurd, like and we're not playing Tekken 8 where I can program it, I can't show you it, man. Just take my word for it. Okay, set 2. This is the move every single fucking person on the planet ever has hated. By some chance, it had dodged nerfs for so long, and it still dodged nerfs. On block, -9. On natural hit, it causes spin state. So that spin state means basically wall splat. Best of all, it's -12. So even though we don't get a knockdown, we still get follow pressure. Against airborne opponent, set 2 is typically your single hit or double hit kind of, launcher, or sorry, tailspin. Tailspin in this game. Tornado spin is the very dramatic Tekken 8. But yeah, if that wasn't good enough, it's also a counter launcher. Now the nice thing is that does cause instant spin state, so the damage potential is theoretically reduced. The problem is you are playing Tekken 7 where every character has absurd wall carry, absurd combo damage, and absurd wall damage, so on and so forth. So that's not enough to like really hold her back. The nice thing, and same thing, I'm not gonna be able to really show this. Let's do the sidestep. Yeah, it also hits really, really fucking far to the side. Now, you can sidestep it. That's not to say you can't sidestep set 2, but typically, like the meta play against Kunimitsu at like range 2, or sorry, this is like range 4, where she might go for raw set pressure, set 3, is to just deep sidestep or sorry, deep walk and then commit to walk and then force her to play around that. Same thing, you might be screaming to your monitor if you played Kunimitsu. We will talk about, again, empty stances and empty set later because she needs it. But yeah, that's how you typically beat it. But yeah, set 2, every single person hates this fucking move. They have access to it. And then, yeah, best of all, yeah, completely safe on block. Really, really strong attack. Yeah, catch-all move that was never actually properly nerfed. Now, in Tekken Tag 2, it does cause a double overstun, so I guess it could be worse. If she had a double overstun, then she could still do her tornado spin. Or sorry, tailspin. But yeah, it's still like easily a top 5 move for her. In the game, it's probably a top 10 move, to be honest. Really, really. Okay, I guess they show you on counter hit, instant tailspin. If you notice the animation of this, basically looks identical to Crouch Dash 2, which we'll talk about later. Same thing. We have the big launcher into the horizontal strike spin. Also, I guess if you look at the damage potential, I never noticed that. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, they both do like 30 and 31. So it's kind of cool that Namco made it like homogenized. Okay, cool. Okay, set 3, same thing. Everyone hates this move as well. At its quickest, this is completely invisible at I-18. Notice the frame data. And then frame 4, which is like your natural mix-up to set 3. And set 4 has some natural value. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, set 3 is really good. +0. As we had shown earlier, full counter launcher. And then I think, what was it? People would go for like wall stand T4. Yeah, stand spin launcher. And then do your carry 4-4s, back 4s, so on and so forth, combos. But yeah, this is really, really good. You want to end the game, yeah, let the set 3 rock. And then sometimes what happens is, depending on the frame, you still hit them in like that back churn state where they're BT on wake up, and it's like, okay, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, still a really, really good option. I have a feeling this is going to track too, so let's fucking test it, I guess. We'll do full side. Okay, now, lose that way, but look how far we are. Let's see here. Okay, no, so non-tracking whatsoever. Although, like I talked about earlier, because of the set and because of the entrance, I have seen it track. But there, I got proved wrong. So, okay, take with a grain of salt for sure. Okay, set 4. More often than not, you'll see a single set 4 as your filler option. Set 4, if I remember correctly, is completely safe on block. Yeah, safe on block. Minus say it's bad though, because then that, like, you know, the BT3 and stuff like that, we start getting beat by duck jab and whatnot. But yeah, the one we really want to talk about is set 4-3. So set 4-3 is a wall splat option. I don't think it's super negative. Minus 13. Yeah, that's not bad for a wall splat tool. Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, I don't think it does anything on counter hit. God, that range is crazy. Holy shit. I keep forgetting like how pay to win this character is. Yeah, so we still get the knockdown, nothing special. Now, more often than not, so either if you're going to fish for set 4-3, and again, part of the meta is, okay, do I do just single set 4 and then go for some churn steely or sway away option? Or do I commit to set 4-3? Right, by the wall, this is a really risky proposition for your opponent to have to guess against. And more often than not, right, they're going to close up against set 4-3 because the wall splat launcher is much more valuable. Now, what you'll typically see set 4-3 in is this situation. And that is as a combo. So we'll do 4, and now we'll do 4-3. And look at how much carry that has. We're full screen. It doesn't splat from full screen, but it hits in wall splats from like 3/4 screen. I'll give it top right corner because I actually talk about this exact situation. For combos, it's important to know combos and how to modify them. And I think I call it combo selection is very important. Same time effect. But yeah, this move is absurdly good for carry. Like the fact that you can tag it onto the set, the fact that you can tag it on to her combos and still get it. Yeah, we can even go for the more like aggressive 1-2-2 line and still land it fully and get the wall splat and then get the rage drive and then get the full combo power splat line. Really, really strong. Move is really, really good. For some reason, I'm thinking you can sidestep it, but I don't think you can. I think this is like basically. Sorry, it doesn't jail, but it doesn't jail to the point where you can't sidestep the final hit. And I'm 100% wrong. I'm glad I checked that. My head was saying I should talk about that. Okay, so okay, you can't sidestep. Okay, good. But then same thing. Okay, do we just go for a single set 4 in that case? Right? Do we represent it? So on and so forth. Okay, I'm glad I tested that. I wanted to say it didn't track, but at the same time, when I typically say that, it get proven wrong. Set 3+4. What the fuck move is this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is basically... is her next move there? Okay, it's not. So this is essentially a stance. I don't want to talk about it yet because we'll talk about it later. But yeah, this is basically just a teleport into low crushing and then follow-up pressure is applied afterwards. Yeah, we'll talk about this later. Okay, so here we go. Here's the most important part about set. And this is where things get absolutely fucking dirty with it. So if it wasn't bad enough that we have access to set 2, we have access to set 3, right? We have all these tools. We can just do empty set, like goad out a rage art by just entering a stance and we recover. There you go. So not only that, right, where we don't do full teleport, we can flinch and guard it. Guard like quicker. Like we can flinch into guard. So like I said, okay, if they're gonna rage art, flinch. Oh, I'm sorry. Here comes your rage art. We launch punish you. So you can do empty set into duck, empty set into guard, and then just empty set in general. And then you can even like stagger the timing of attacks to follow up with like really long set pressure, right? So flinching option, but the more important one is empty set into duck. So from empty set, we can tap down / hold down. We go into sit. But yeah, this is the juice. Set FC, you have to guess. So okay, now do I represent full crush down 4-3, steel pedal, which then allows me for follow pressure? Do I just do empty set, wait for your react, and then let wall stand 3 rock? Do I do wall stand 2, which is basically a horizontal slashing attack, so it has insanely good tracking, and then best of all has a wall splat follow up, and then best of all, right, we can enter into sit and discard. Like we still have to hit a button. The onus is on our opponent to guess what they're going to do. And between, again, the set 2, empty set low, empty set guard, and this modifying our timing, we again start building up the mental stack against our opponent. 1-1, set empty, set low, up 4-3, 2-2 option. Do we finish the set? Or do we finish it or not? Set 4, sway away option. Now do we do set 4, sway into full crush down 4-3, buffered cancel, right? So on and so forth. We're building the stack non-stop. And it's insanely infuriating to go against Kunimitsu, especially one who has a complete command of their entire movement. Okay, this was set 4 in older games. Set 4 has been replaced with the back 4 now, which is definitely a buff. This chakra drop, I guess, which is a little bit like a modified Azuna, is basically your ground splatting launcher option. So let's say ground is beneath you. Well, we can go for up forward 4, off a set, break the floor, continue our combo, so on and so forth. Now, in Tekken Tag 2, this used to be -16. Okay, so it's only -14 now, so it's not as bad, but it's still pretty rough. This is just like, okay, first of all, you'd only ever do this if you're taunting or mid-combo, so don't ever worry about that, period. But I think there's also some like jab crush to it, if I remember correctly, so But yeah, you're only going to use it for combo, so just forget that move exists. But still, it looks cool. And let's say you don't want to end with the, Kunai 2 or the Kunai option. Like, let's say you don't want to end with this, where you position change with your opponent, your left bar. You're not plus frames but they're waking up off the ground, so technically you're plus. Or sorry. Okay, now we do this. Now we're +0. We're still left about roughly the same distance, but we are farther. And then same thing, because the opponent is waking up face down, feet away. We need to go for like meaty kunai or some sort of setsu or set pressure off that position if we think it's going to mash. Like set 3 would be meaty hitting that position because the frames. Or I guess technically it wouldn't. No, actually take it back. Yeah, FUFT is the worst wake up position for your opponent to be in. So all the options I think are like 28 to 30. The set 3 probably is meaty hitting there. In other situations it wouldn't be, but in there it probably would. But yeah, it's really nice to have access to that for open field if you want a different Oki. If your opponent's getting more expected of what you want to do afterwards, that's where it's good. Okay, forward 4. We talked about this earlier. The key way or key thing of forward 4 is that the fact it enters into set stance. So if you want a dancing option, set forward 4 into set is the best way to do it. Now, with that being said, there is one caveat here. So if you go for a longer combo, it's really hard to land set in proper. But what you could do is in those situations, rather than doing forward 4 into set, you could always just do forward 3 into like set 1 and then do your part, so on and so forth. So there are certain situations where set 1 is better. I personally don't recommend ever doing those combo structures, simply because they're usually not more damage. And as is shown in that top right video, they're less malleable, whereas the typical forward 4 set lines are super malleable, so you should be using it. Okay, forward 1+2 is basically a wall splat get off me move. It doesn't clean splat at most ranges. This is mostly at a range 0. On block, this move is not safe, -11, but basically this is a back sway. So during the state, notice how she takes a quick step and then does it. It's just a safer back sway. It's mostly going to be used just to beat highs. The nice thing, the speed on it's not bad. 15 frame right for a back sway. That's only -11 on block. Not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, this is just like, okay, I want you to get off me. I need to break tension. Okay, I'm going to pop this. And best of all, as talked about earlier, you're only -11. So like no one can max punish it except for Kazuya. So who cares? Or 3+4. This is a move that was more valuable in Tekken Tag 2 for quite a few reasons. So first of all, in certain combo structures, let's see here. You could land forward 3+4, and okay, evidently it's a spin now. I didn't realize. I forgot about that. In Tekken Tag 2, this didn't cause any sort of combo extension. It was just filler. So that's your strongest one-hit spin, I suppose. So that's okay. This is also a wall splat knockdown, as talked about in the top right there. This is also homing attack. So yeah, they can, if they try to sidestep, you can get the wall splat. Safe on block, -2 is actually better than safe on block. So -2 in this game sets up Power Crush. In Tekken Tag 2, that would Tekken 8 in this game also, that would also set up Rage Art. So forward 3+4 Rage Art, Burn Steel would also work. But yeah, decently good. Now let's see here, forward 3+4. Okay, so I take it back. I think in Tekken Tag 2, this is also a counter launcher. So it's the same attack. So I take it back. Yeah, so down forward 2 into forward 3+4, I'm pretty sure works in Tekken Tag 2. Not in this game, though, although wall stand 3 works. Can we do pop knee? God, so good. Still lands it. But yeah, counter it launcher as well. So not bad. For an 18 frame homing, knockdown, spin option, that's really good. If they go airborne, best of all, same thing. No escape. You're still going to get the launcher against air well. So definitely, I want to say pay to win, but at the same time, Kuni 1 had this move. But yeah, very good. Okay, down forward 1-2-2 is a NCC hit confirmable, counter hit only wall splat option. Now, the issue with down forward 1-2, down forward 1-2 is not NC, so they can guard it first of all. So -10. So by you going for the confirm, you're -10. As you see there, worst of all, if you do the final hit, you're -20. you're also minus 14 in crouching. So Kazuya would launch us. Quite a few characters in Tekken 7 would launch from this position. So keep that in mind. So down forward 1-2, not NC. So you can't use this as a 13 frame poke. This is mostly, okay, I'm plus frames. I think you're going to disrespect me. I'm going to go for the confirm. As talked about, though, yeah, you can confirm it. Okay, so what it is, it's just that you're confirming during the first hit on counter hit. And then you let the third hit rock. So there's not a delayed timing, which honestly, come to think of it, it's probably good. Because typically if there's a delay, that means things start becoming not NC. Or NCC in this context. But yeah, this is still insanely good. Full wall splat if you know, by a wall. If they're by the wall, but you don't get the benefit of the wall splat, you can still go for QCF2 for steel pedal, 4 for 2 for steel pedal. There's still follow-up options that you can do, even if you don't get the proper wall splat due to wall positioning. So you still get guaranteed options here. So it's actually really good. So again, the only risk is against a wall stand 14 character. But yeah, not every character has a really strong wall stand 14, so you can let it rock a lot of times against them. But yeah, counter confirm it is so good. And again, only minus 10. Who cares? Not the worst thing in the world. Now, she does have down forward 1-3, which is admittedly a little bit worse in this game because she can no longer buffer. There's no tag, right? So down forward 1-3 is basically a utility attack in Tekken Tech 2 that gets you out there. Now, this is just an option that is, first of all, NCC. Doesn't cause a launcher. Does cause, it looks like a nosebleed stun, so you can hold down to escape the fall pressure. But more importantly, the second hit is a class 1 launcher. So from here, similar idea. 4, 3 plus 4. I don't know. Okay, we can go for set 4, 3 or back turn option. 1, 2. Okay, whatever. We'll talk about it later. Pressure, stuff like that. Also, yeah, you can stagger the timing. So this is normal timing. And this would be like staggered. Yeah, again, if you want to think they're going to duck the high, you could let it rock. Of course, if they commit duck, you're going to get blown up. But mostly it's like, okay, well, I think you're going to disrespect me. Now I'm going to hit you with the keep out down forward 1-3. And similar idea. Nothing states you have to do down forward 1-3. Nothing states you have to do down forward 1-2. Single down forward 1 by itself, -2, +5. Right? You can just do single hit poke. Wear them out mentally. And then just go all in when you're ready to push advantage. Mental framing, advantage. Defensive stack building, so on and so forth. Okay, down forward 2 is an absurdly strong move because, as talked about, shortest character in the game, or tied to the shortest character in the game, yet has absurd range. So this is her 15. Down forward 2 on block. This is the best part about it. -12. Characters who typically have a down forward 2 that hits this far, I also think it has some phantom jab crush on it, usually has an additional penalty of being -13. Not Kunimitsu, -12. Because not every character has a strong 12 that can hit at this range, right? Now, the reason why it's probably -12, not -13, is the fact that it does not launch crouchers. So even though you are -12, if they crouch, you're not launching them. Of course, if they recover in FC during, a punish, of course, you'll still be able to launch them with down forward 2. But yeah, it does not launch crouchers. That's the only downside to it. The upside, again, small character, backdash, down forward 2. Hey, we're still in range. Even though we're evading your incoming pressure, I have this keep out 15 that's going to blow you up if you try to get in. It's a weapon, so no punch parries, no sabakis, nothing works against this, not even reversals. Only thing that beats it, of course, is a power crush. But down forward 2 being a weapon is very good as well. And of course, this is an orange attack, so this is a vertical strike. Down forward 3-2. I hate talking about this move. Okay, so first of all, not NC. So they can block it. Does this launch? Okay, no, knockdown, so steel pedal will be guaranteed there. Over 2. Now, while it's not NC, it is NCC. Okay, I'm going to start getting into weeds here. Now, as talked about, we have a tool like 1-2-2 that can be canceled. So, in your mind, as a Kuni player, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a 10-frame Punisher. But just in case it's not, I'm going to hit the 1-2-2, but I'm going to cancel the third hit. So even though your right arm, your left brain is working on one bandwidth, your right brain, which is your left hand, right, can control the other side of it. So what happens is your left brain is saying 10 frame, 10 frame, 10 frame, 10 frame. And then your right brain says, wait a second, that wasn't a punish. So now we cancel it. The same thing is true for down forward 3-2. By holding down, we can cancel the attack. So we can counter it, confirm. And if it's not a counter hit, whoa, we tap down with our other half of our brain. What the fuck? A lot of characters have shit like this. It's just not every character has it. And furthermore, not every character can do this multiple times. It's defensive stack building. Oh shit. And the best of all, in case you don't see, that's a weapon. So you can't low parry that. You have to take incoming. So there's no low parry at all. So the best way to challenge this is you can technically hop kick in between the string. Same thing though. Kuni can just do down forward 3. Oh, you're gonna hop kick forward 2 3. Right, so on and so forth. But yeah, left brain, right brain can work in tandem and confirm situations like this. But furthermore, we're in FC. L sweep. Wall stand 3, let it rock, sort of stuff. Really, really good. Wall stand 2, anti sidestep on by a wall, let it rock. Same thing, so on and so forth, right? So yeah, it's insanely good, like to have tools like this. And best of all, again, short character. Why is your down forward 3 hit this far, Namco? Like, why? Why is that hitting that far? Pay to win, bro. Pay to win. Down forward 1+2 is one of her defensive tools. As we talked about, forward 1+2 is basically her punch, not a punch parry, but like a instant back sway wall splat. Down forward 1+2 kind of fits a similar thing. So down forward 1+2, low crush option. I don't think it jab crushes. On block, oops. Yeah, not safe on block. -14 against a standing opponent, not a crouching opponent, so it's not horrible. But yeah, this is a similar idea. We're going to do this. NC option, I don't think... Yeah, there's no reset there. But yeah, it's just a low crush tool. If you don't want to commit to up forward 3, you're going to go for something more technical. There might be a situation that I'm not seeing here. +11. That, we're meaty hitting. Yeah, I don't know. Not in T7, definitely not in T8. But yeah, maybe they'll change that. Okay, so CD2 comes out but doesn't launch. Okay. Yeah, there's probably something there. If I don't know what it is, or if you know what it is, please correct me in the comments. Okay, we had seen 3+4 earlier. This is basically down forward 3+4, which is what 3+4 wants to be. So down forward 3+4 on block, completely safe, which is really, really good. Similar thing, she's low crushing during this time. Let's see, is this a lockdown too? Okay, let's see. Last hit, I'm curious. This looks like it would be a knockdown. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We have this same thing. Cartwheel, shortest character in the game, by the way, but also the most range. Cartwheel attack. It's a kick. It low crushes. That means in Tekken 8, you couldn't reverse this option either, so that's really, really good. And it's just a safe follow pressure. -4, same thing. Backdash, sidestep, power crush, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Really good. But, yeah, okay, so here's the juice. Okay, so yeah, she can enter into BT. And then from BT at +5, she has some nasty options. So I haven't really talked about all the BT stuff yet. I have talked about, BT3 for low crushing. Down 4 for high crushing. She has way more than that, so we'll talk about that later. Down 1 used to be her bound option. I think on counter hit, it still has the knockdown. Yeah, it still gets a knockdown. This is not plus on block. It is safe. Leaves them in FC. So the frame data is a little bit disingenuous, but same thing. We're not plus frames. Although at the same time, at -3, we usually want to sidestep cancel and cause them to whiff. Also in Tekken 8, we would be able to sidestep the other way. Oh, okay, never mind. She's left in standing. I take it back. So in this game, you can sidestep either way. But yeah, it's nice. Nice little pressure. Same thing. Short character, absurd range. Not bad. This is typically like you want to break the floor really quick. That's going to be your go-to. If you can't land in like the Zuna drop sort of thing. But yeah, down 1. A little bit less valuable in this game, but it's still a really, really good tool. Okay, down to 1-2, 1+2. Not much to talk about. This is typically her wall spot ender. The nice thing is because this is a flurry of attacks, you can actually land in multiple of these, multiple hits in the combo before doing this final hit. So basically, wall splat, and then you would do one jab, down for one, and then full root down 2-2, or down 1-2-2, 1+2. Now I don't think this is NCC. Okay, so it's NCC to the third hit. Now the second the final hit might actually be NCC. Okay, well that's kind of cheating. Okay, so here's the downside. Down 2-1-2. Oh, never mind. I forgot they made it safer in this game. If you go full root, it is -13, which is also safer in this game. In Tekken Tag 2, this was -9, and then in Tekken Tag 2, the final hit was -14. Okay, it's a question of, okay, do I stop here, or do I let the last hit rock, knowing that you want to try to challenge me? -13 is not that bad, but I don't think you're going to get much value out of that. Okay, down 3-4-1 is not really the best tool. This is mostly just, I want to do a really easy combo enter, and then I'm going to do this. This is a low-high. I don't think it's even NC. Yeah, so you can just duck it. Of course, in Tekken 8, this would be NC option, where you can't duck the second hit. But yeah, either way, you can duck the second hit and then still interrupt the kunai attack after. As talked about, this is just like, I just want to go for an easy combo. Yeah, I don't want to do forward 4, set 1 into QCF1. I just want to do a dial-a combo. Oh, see, there it is. I dropped it again. So if I just did the down 3-4-1 combo, right, I would have killed Kazuya. So there, yeah. So that's mostly what it is. It's just to end the game. With that being said, down 3-4 is NCC. I think furthermore, down 3-4 is fully NCC, yeah, with the kunai. Which, come to think of it, if we're going by Tekken 8 rules, like I said, this would jail, which means you can counter confirm the third hit. Which is actually really good. How fast is this? 16, okay. So if you're +1, that means you beat Power Crush. Guaranteed, you beat every single Power Crush in the game. Cool. Sure, fuck it. Yeah, why not? Okay, that'd be a huge buff for Tekken 8. Okay, down back to 4-2. This is basically if you want to go for same thing, a dial combo ender. This is your go-to. If you hit it on the after a certain amount of hits, what happens is the down back 2-4-2 actually hits in low slump, and then will splat them to the floor. So usually, if you have like a longer combo or some sort of variation, you would go for a down back 2-4-2 to gain access to that. Now, while you might not immediately understand this as like a beginner, if you start going through the combos, you might see actually how valuable down back 2 is. So down back 2, okay, first of all, outside of combos, leaves us in FC. So it's a good way to have access to our FC tools, and your opponent might not know that. And then we go for like the same thing, wall stand 3, wall crush down for 3, so on and so forth. But let's see here. What combo is it? I can't even remember. Yeah, it's something like that. Down back 2-4, and then you would pick them up off that. I don't remember the combo. Sorry. Okay. Further context. So when I make these videos, I do this completely blind. I might look over the move list once, like the week before, just to familiarize myself again and kind of get my brain ticking. But I don't do any research, like straight up. Like, let me show you the desktop. I have no notes up. So this is all off the cuff. And a character like Kunimitsu was so pay to win and so strong for so long that I leveled her up very fast, and I stopped playing her because I hated everything this character represented for Tekken 7. Like, she was the end of Tekken 7, and yet we still maintained this insanely strong pay-to-win mindset. And unlike the other characters we talked about, you know, Leroy, Bakumlam, Lydia, even Julia, even though these other characters who were DLC were pay-to-win and got kind of toned down, Kunimitsu and Marduk, for the most part, dodged nerf. So, for some reason, Namco left really, really strong characters as pay-to-win and other pay-to-win former characters as complete trash. So, there was no rhyme or reason. So, clearly, someone had a vendetta, or so deep, has so many things going for her, dodged the pay-to-win nerfs for so long. But, yeah, really, really, really good. But, yeah, down back 2-4. if you want to represent it. Now, keep in mind, Damek 2-4 does not leave us in FC. Damek 2 solo would leave us in FC, but yeah, there are combo structures where Damek 2 into follow-up wall stand 1, stuff like that, is the go-to. Actually, yeah, it might be something like that. So they were left close to ground, Damek 2, wall stand 2. It was like forward 4, set 2. Something like that. We'll probably stumble upon it, but we'll get there later. Okay, Damek 3-3-3-3, just like Yoshimitsu, you know, they're part of the Manji clan. She has the infinite spins, or at least infinite spins until she gets dizzy. And just like Yoshimitsu, she can cancel the Manji spins at any time with the final hit. So as long as you don't do the 6th hit of Damek 3, even on the 5th hit, you can still cancel it, wall stand 4. Of course, the wall stand 4, safe on block. Also, furthermore, if you do Damek 3 and they guard it but don't do anything else, you're still launch punishable. So even if you don't go for the full route and fall to the floor, they can still launch you. And then furthermore, against like characters like King, he can always OS your Damek 3 by just mashing reversal. So then the meta becomes, okay, do I use the Damek 3 by itself and then go for full crouch pressure and follow pressure, so on and so forth, which is part of the fun of the game, right? So on and so forth. But yeah, she's had Manji kicks forever. The nice thing, yeah, NC from the 2nd hit still hits a low slump, so if they're stuck in a low slump, get the infinite kicks going on. Damek 4 is just your go-to quick poke. I think only -12, right? Yeah, -12 on block is really, really nice, especially in matchups like Kazuya, who can represent TP on 13. So, yeah, it's nice to have that. I don't think this hits grounded. Yeah, it doesn't. So there is some issue with it. But for space control, I mean, look at that. Shortest character, by the way. Yeah, to have a stature kick, pretty good. Now, on counter hit, okay, yeah, on counter hit, of course it does something. +8. Wow, okay. Yeah, why not? At least it doesn't hit grounded. It could, I suppose it could be worse. Damek 1+2 is her proper back sway. Now, the nice thing with this, unlike her back 1+2 by itself, unlike, well, not that, that move, forward 1+2, sorry. Unlike forward 1+2, Damek 1+2 is a proper back sway. And also, furthermore, it has a wall bounce property. So in T7, wall bounces are launchers. So yeah, really, really strong to have a back sway that launches. Although other characters do have other back sways. The nice thing on block, -14. So it's not horrible in most matchups. But yeah, it's not horrible. Now, the thing of note, this back sway, I have, because of its speed, I've had problems where it does get stuffed out by mids fairly easily. So as a launcher, it's not super good. I think, in my opinion, it's better suited as like a mid-range back sway. So not at 0, because you're going to get hit. But if you play it like 1.5, 2-ish, like this move is super fucking good to have access to that. So that's not bad. Yeah, at mid-range, it's pretty good. So that's where I recommend you. Of course, wall bounces are gone in Tekken 8. So this would be a heat engager. And similar to like Devil Jin back 3, his back sway that they add in T8 will probably be a launcher type. I think back 3 back sway's launcher. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Damn. Now that I say it out loud, I'm kind of doubting myself. But this will probably be a back sway, heat engager, heat dash cancel launcher. Okay, same thing. Manji Clan, back 1, infinite slaps. Wow, they don't talk of. Yeah, weird that they don't mention the fact that she can cancel this into down back 3, like Yoshi can. And similar to Yoshi, he can also cancel back 1, down back 3 into wall stand 4. Yeah, this is just jokes. Unlike Yoshi, back 1 by itself doesn't have anything special on it. Okay, I take it back a little bit. So we're +12. The issue is like Yoshi, when he does his back 1, it's a launcher, so whatever. Not impossible to confirm counter back 1. Also, I think it's only on like the first hit though, so let me test that. Yeah, it's just first hit property on the +12. Okay. But yeah, the fact they don't talk about Damek 3 is crazy. Okay, back 2. This was out of the gate. Probably top 3 best move in the game. In Tekken Tag 2, this move is actually completely safe on block, but of course there's no power crush yet. But this is a homing move. It causes an airborne spin, so if you want single spin option, back 2 is really good. if you can't thread in set 2, so on and so forth. Now, it no longer wall splats and knocks down, so that's the major nerf. So in initially when it came out, like I said, when it was super pay to win, this would be a homing move, wall splat. Again, short character, by the way, with absurd range, and then also would launch by the wall. Now it causes what's called a wall crush state, top right corner for her wall crush game in T7. But yeah, it's really, really neutered relative to how it started out with. So big. But yeah, this does everything you kind of want it to do, other than cause wall splat. But yeah, really, really nice attack. Also, now I'm seeing the frame data. I haven't thought about this in a while. I think this might be the fastest mid power crush in the game at I-17, which probably was one of the reasons why it was so overtuned initially. So to have all these properties and a weapon, so same thing, you can't reverse it. Yeah, it was really, really overtuned, and of course 17. Now, the one thing of note that isn't really talked about too much more in Tekken 8 because of the system changes. So power crushes can be challenged, right? So every time your opponent hits you during the power crush state, they will cause you, the power crusher, to freeze. And because the power crush hits on 17, we're basically hitting him during his recovery frames. And if by some chance he like one jabs and recovers in time, because their power crush hits on 17, it makes it such that you can't really get max punished most of the times. And same thing in Tekken 8, because the system changed during the power crush. If you absorb an attack, you massively push him back. But because it's hitting on 17, if by some chance Kazuya or whomever is able to try to get into a low attack mid combo, you simply won't have time to get it through. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really strong having a 17 frame attack that did everything that a character like Dragunov 1+2, same thing, -14. So on block, I think this is -13, if I remember correctly. Yeah, -13. Does everything you possibly want in a power crush, the fastest mid in the game. I mean, what's not to like about it? They had to nerf it, 100%. Understandably had to nerf. Back 3-4 is basically, how would I describe this move? It is a mental stack building attack. Now, I think by the wall, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a wall splatting type. So by the wall, this would cause a wall splat. On block, it's -20, but notice how much pushback there is. So Kazuya can probably hit us with like a forward 3 to punish this. But like most characters can't actually punish back 3-4, which is NC wall splat lock. Similarly, nothing ever said you just can't do a single back 3. And then same thing. Like, okay, you can't delay it. I take it back. But yeah, it's a nice mind game. The mix up between back 3 and back 3-4 because no one can punish it. Even with pushback, I think you're still left like this far away. And yeah, anything apart from 4-3 is still not going to punish us. So even though we're not like, range fucking 3.54, like even here, like you're still not going to get punished. So I think that's the case here in Tekken 7 at the end. I'm pretty sure. With that being said, not 100% confident. Okay, back 4. And similarly, back 4-3, this is basically, as we talked about earlier, the same thing as set 4-3. It's the exact same move. Or sorry, this one isn't. My bad. The idea behind the move is the same. And then furthermore, actually, let's go ahead and test the tracking on this. Yeah, okay, so this is what I was thinking of. So set 4-3 can be step, but back 4-3, which essentially does the same thing, cannot be step. So it doesn't jail, but there's not enough frames for you to actually do anything. So it's a perfect trap. Also, does this still have the counter launcher? Whew. Okay, so here's the good news. So, okay, we're +24, but we can't actually link. They're just simply too far away for us to link it. With that being said, we do have one kind of trick, and that trick, of course, is the kunai, which allows us to link in something. At that range, I don't think we can even get in. Please don't have this hit. Please, Namco, please. Okay, it's just short, but man, can I like flash? Also, again, look at the range, dude. Ah, no, okay, there's just no frames for us to dash in. If you're like a robot, you might be able to do that. But yeah, this is super good. Unblocked, -16. But same thing, mental frame advantage. Should we go for single back four? Do we let the back four 3 rock? Similar thing. Pushback might fuck things up for some 15s. Electric for sure would hit here, but the pushback might also fuck things up. Open field, probably don't have to worry about it. And also, again, the fact that we have the flinch catching option, which can at least do some sort of follow-up, is still pretty low. Okay, back 1+2. If I remember correctly, completely safe on block. Okay, -11 but pushback. This, if I remember correctly, has a little bit of jab crush to it. It's almost like a reversal. But she doesn't do a teleport like back 2 with Raven. I think this just is okay. Now same thing. -4 of those. Huh. There is. No. Weird -4. Okay, so if I was to guess, this is probably just a case of I have an attack. I have a attack just to fuck over people. Sorry, by which I mean like the Kuni player that you can't, if you hit the button, you just die for hitting the button. Because sometimes, like in older games, they had buttons like this, like dead buttons, where if they were designed such that if you hit the wrong button, you would die for it. Usually they were off of running 3 though. So the game would penalize you for not being able to hit the slash kick. Like a good example would be like Fakumlam. Running 3 is like one of the best moves in the game, but then they also gave him 4-4-3, which is like one of the worst moves in the game. Or a character like Devil Jin, same thing. Running 3 slash kick was average, decent, but then he would get 4-4-3 out accidentally and die for hitting it. Yeah, they used to have like dead buttons like that. Now in context of back 1+2, I can't see what dead button that is for. Okay, disengage, back turn stance. Hopefully we talk about back turn now. Okay, yes we do. Okay, we talked about this. Oh, okay. We didn't talk about this meta yet. Sorry. So, like, similar to set 1-2 and set 1-2-2, 1-2-1, stuff like that, we have access to 1-2-1. The difference, though, if you notice, the second hit is not high. The second hit is mid. So what happens are these moves are identical to to standing 1-1, except we are starting with the back turn 1 instead. It hits on 15. So the mental game is there, right? Sidestep right to beat BT 1-2-2, and then flash step right and guard to beat the 1-2-1. Now that's something I didn't mention earlier. Notice how 1-2-1 is hitting on 31, but 1-2-2 is hitting on 29. Flash stepping. So during the animation, during the guard stunt, you can actually buffer in a step. And what happens is a step is going to hit on the very first frame of activation. So a great example would be like Jin Laser Scraper. The flash step timing, that's what you do. You just step it to the right and then you OS both option. As we talked about though, nothing says you just can't do back turn 1-2 by itself. And same thing, just do it empty, right? You don't have to worry about it. All part of the mental frame advantage, mental stack building, same thing. Okay, similar thing. We instead of 1-2-3 off of set, we have an extension which is BT 1-2-4. Similar idea. It's just here to beat duck jabbing. What's interesting though, I don't think. Yeah, she teleports, right? Yeah, she's invincible, so I don't think you can properly duck jab the back turn 1-2-2 anyway. Huh? Okay, whatever. But yeah, again, same thing. If they guard your incoming attack. We're still left at +3, so it's our turn afterwards. Similar idea. So the opponent's left in FC, of course, during the 1-2-4. So then from here, down forward 1 on 13, and then same thing, wall splat. You go for wall stand 4 on 11. Even if you're +3, that means your wall stand 4 is hitting on 14, which then means your down forward 1-2 wins in that spot. Okay, back turn 1-3, and hopefully they talked about it. Yes, it did. Back turn 1-3 is going to be your go-to filler option to gain access to set. So let's say you go for like, it'd probably be more like this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So during the spin state. Then back 4, then 1-3 set options, break the wall, break the floor, whatever you want to do. Access a set, of course, ending with our, for instance, break 4, set up forward 4, break 4, extend the combo. The world is your oyster when you're playing a character as strong as Kuni, for sure. But yeah, that's your go-to. If you want to access back churn and then go into forward facing, either commit to like an option like back churn 2-3 to go immediately forward facing with the spinner. Otherwise, if you want to extend your combo with an option like set, that is also on the table. Okay, back turn 2-3, as we talked about, is her forward 2-3. Only difference, if you notice there, the back turn 2 actually comes down 12 in this state versus 13 with forward facing. Either way, you can still duck the final hit. Back turn 3, this is the ninja, again, back turn 3 option. Every ninja character has a back turn 3 like this, except for Raven, whose input is back turn 4. Now, back turn 4 for Raven is a similar idea. It's a low crush out of BT, but his is also heat engager / launcher, whereas the Yoshimitsu BT3 is not. It's just a ground spike. And then from here, because we're left into BT, we can go for like BT down 2, all up, and so on and so forth. Oh, there you go. That's there. That solved my question from earlier. BT4 is a spin option at BT. This is, I believe, her strongest back churn instant spin. But by some chance, you need to land a single hit spin. That's going to be your go-to. But same thing. We can't land this hit, right? Oh, we can. Okay. Oh, interesting. So 1-3 misses. Oh, wait. What combo was I doing? Okay, I'm confused. Apologies. But yeah, it's okay. A homing attack. Spin state, so if they're by the wall, this will cause a spin. Plus 16 G, of course, so nothing's guaranteed. But your fall pressure is go there. Like, for instance, let's say you're too far from the wall, they land the BT4. Well, then you can follow up with the QCF 1+2, which can't be beat in that position. Similar idea, chase down, 4 for 2, QCF 2, blah, blah, blah. World is your oyster once again. Okay, Baxter 1+2 is part of her mix-up meta. Man, gosh, she's so good, dude. This is like all the memories are coming back to me right now. So let's say you go forward 2, we're +6, and you know your opponent wants to step. Well, we have BT 1+2. And while BT 1+2 doesn't actually fully track, it's pretty fucking close to full track. Very few characters can actually sidestep this move. Yeah, this is like, okay, I want to do follow pressure. Best of all, completely safe on block. Better than safe on block. -2. Like, come on, man. Same thing. Power crush, rage art, backdash, sidestep. Anything you want to do to maintain pressure, you're good to go. Also against airborne, this can be used as filler. I don't know what combo structure would be here, though. Oh, okay. Something like that. Yeah, she has kind of like flashy BT 1+2 lines, and then, yeah, the down 2 root still hits afterwards as well. That's one thing I didn't actually, I guess, mention, is that you can basically still use this, the down 2 brute open field. And that's because when she performs the down 2, she spikes you into the floor before picking you back up with the down forward 2-1. Now, you can't get a full combo per se, but you can still follow up hits against a spiked opponent for that reason. So, okay, so let's say your opponent wants to duck and you want to go for something spicier. Well, we have forward 1+2 at BT. Not safe on block, but also not super bad on block. -12. That's worse than world. If you've been showing a lot of down 4, cancel, sways, like BT cancel poking, stuff like that. Down 2, we've been showing a lot of that. Well, we also have all-in mid poke option. 16 frame versus 17 frame down option. Really, really good. And then, yeah, this is a full crumple stun, so you can do 1,000,000 damage. If I remember correctly, I think you could still go for like the neutral 4 line. Okay, I'm wrong. But, yeah, same thing. Any combo you want to go for, typical. Can we even go for like a 4-3-4? Okay, no, we can't. So it would be like some sort of forward 4 or back 4 structure. So that's probably back 4 is probably your go-to. Back 4, 2, 3 options, and so on and so forth. Really, really good. And of course, this is a weapon-based attack. So there's no reversals, no sabakis, no nothing apart from power crush and guarding. Ah, yes. Okay, so back turn down 2. Workhorse move. Super, super good. On block, it's not that bad. Against Kazi, it is. Of course, -30. How do I always do that? If I'm like -14 all the time, I'll play against Jin. I just pick Kazi today for funs. And it's like, okay. He's the only person who can punish anything of Kunimitsu. But yeah, this is super, super good. Now, it has a little bit of tracking, but you can definitely full walk it. The benefit of BT down 2 is that it launches. Now, the issue here is notice how the opponent is in the grounded position, we're left standing. So this is where the down back 2 comes to play. Into our set. And I don't know, set 4, back turn shenanigans, combo, ending with probably another set 4, 3, or something like that. Yeah, actually, yeah, let me just theory craft that one. Okay, that doesn't link, but we could still get in something, I'm sure. But yeah, super good. Same thing. This is a weapon attack. No low pairing, no nothing. One of the tricks that you kind of learn, and maybe I should save that for full crouch down 4-3, but during full crouch down 4-3, the option for us to go for a steel pedal afterward leaves the opponent open to quite a few things. Like, for instance, if we think that he's just not going to stay on the floor, right, we just do another steel pedal. And he'll fall out after a few. And sorry, by fall out, I mean he'll be too far away for us to do a follow-up. And that's like infinite prevention from the game. But we can still keep doing it. And then he has to tech roll, and then he has to get, right? So from there, we can go for what we talked about earlier, like putting everything together. Empty set. So when we enter into set roll set position, we're forward facing here, right? But if he tech rolls, now when we go for our set, oh hey, look at that, we're in a BT position, and, you know, sort of stuff. And depending on their tech type, we can either go for like BT down 3 shenanigans into recross up and launch, so on and so forth. But having access to BT down 2, that would effectively be meat hitting if they tech roll in the wrong spot and then, you know, cross up, is really, really good. Like really, really strong to have access to something like that. So yeah, this is like almost like cherry on top for the rest of her kit. And again, just like everything else, the fact that it's only -13 and you can't low parry it while still being a counter launcher is insanely good, and definitely pay to win privilege for sure. Okay, so moves that aren't pay to win privilege anymore. So this move here used to be more interesting. Back turn down 4. Back turn down 4 used to be a move that did not, that did jail, but was also safe on block. The problem now, though, is it's no longer safe on block, so it's -14. But because it jailed, or no, sorry, it would jail on hit, but it didn't jail on block, and we'll talk about this in the Tekken Tag 2 part. The issue here initially was that if you guarded the first hit, you'd have to low parry the second hit, because if you guard the second hit, it was just like -9, so you couldn't actually punish her. Now they've kind of nerfed it, so it's a shell of itself, but similar idea. This is a high crushing tool out of back turn. It's probably CS6, I'm sure. Nothing super special, but yeah, this is one of the few moves that they did nerf going from Tekken Tag 2 to Tekken 8. Otherwise, for the most part, like everything else for Kunimitsu II is just infinitely better. Okay, command 1+2 throw off BT. Right, I'm pretty sure it's 1+2. Yeah, and then same thing. You could also do generic back turn 1 throws. But yeah, it's nice to have a command throw out of BT. The only kind of thing I have to note, Tekken 8, like all the back turn command throws are like gone, which is really weird. They got rid of all of those except for with like Fang. So her having it is a crapshoot. Being DLC, she's more likely to have it. Also, I guess this is more like an Izuna drop, which would then mean this is also a launcher if the floor is beneath you, a breakable floor beneath you. So it's pretty good. Up back 2 is a same thing, weapon-based attack, so no sabakis. Not super good on hit, on block, completely safe on block. The benefit of it is it's an attack throw on hit, or counter hit rather. And then from there, we are technically plus frames. So we have access to that. This obviously is nowhere near as good as Noctis's up forward one, I believe it is. But same thing. This is still good. Like, the range on this move is fucking absurd. Little keep out, high, counter at fishing, cool. Very, very nice to have access to. Okay, yeah, attack, throw, transition. We are even with air quotes, but notice how the opponent is left FDFA. Not even FDFT. This is more FDFA. So you can cause his wake up position to be shitty. Deep step or go for, as we talked about earlier, steel pedal. QCF2 if you want safer pressure against ground position, so on and so forth. Up forward 3 is a side teleport. Does you have up back as well? Yeah, this is a side teleport. I call these moves teleports because they're highly, highly evasive. Certain characters, if you read it or counter step with her, you could anti-air her. But for the most part, this is just like, okay, I'm going to do a side teleport and you have to guess what I'm going to do afterwards. But yeah, it's nice to have evasion. She also has up 3, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, shortly. But yeah, between these, like, you burn the clock and annoy your opponent to death. Really, really good. Knowing, like, Namco, they might even make it such that she can side teleport off down for 1, similar to Pigeon Roll with Dragunov in Season 2, but whatever. Okay, up back 3 plus 4 was a move that was super pay to win initially because it used to have, like, insane pushback. But yeah, this move is still absurdly good because, yeah, it's basically a Dragon Punch. Has really, really good range. So if you know something is, like, minus 19 with pushback, like, that's crazy to have access to that. Really, really good. So, for instance, if you go against June with her laser, it's called, you know, unofficial name, the laser. Like, Kuni could launch punish it with up back 3 plus 4, which is crazy. But yeah, they obviously, like, class 1 launcher. Really, really good. Hyper evasive. Initially, when she had come out, this move had, like, pushback. But yeah, now they're left significantly closer to you. So it's nowhere near as good. But yeah, it's still really, really annoying to do. Especially if you're someone who likes trying to push in quite often. Up 3 is basically her jumping teleport. Pretty evasive. It's very hard, in my experience, to anti-air her, if I remember correctly. Because once she's off the floor, like, she's up in the air, she's gone. But yeah, this is just, it's mostly gimmicks. It's mostly just to burn the clock on your opponent. Up back 3 is definitely your more, like, evasive follow-up pressure tool. But yeah, up 3 is just, like, burning clock, 100%. Okay, this is her first unblockable, first of many. She actually has more in Tekken Tech 2, but we'll talk about that later. This is a jumping come down attack. It's a weapon, but it doesn't matter because it's unblockable, so by definition, you cannot reverse it, Sabaki it, or power crush unblockables. Only Rage Arts beat unblockable. But yeah, you can see this. 51 frames is seeable. Although, yeah, she doesn't really turn purple. Yeah, I think you just have to understand the frame. Like, understand the animation where she's teleporting on you. Just the sidestep. But yeah, this should have, like, absolutely fucking zero tracking. Go ahead and confirm it. Yeah, I mean, look at that. He didn't even, like, sidestep it. He just fucking missed. Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, this is just, like, mindfuck your opponent. She has better unblockables. We'll talk about those shortly. Okay, speaking of really good moves, she has the Yoshimitsu up 3 plus 4, the Guillotine Crow Kick. Yeah, I mean, what's not to like about this move? Highly, highly evasive. So unlike her cat stance, or cat options, where she goes really invulnerable, up 3 plus 4 is just very evasive. So during the initial part of the animation, you can clip her, but once she's gone, she's gone. She's coming down with the attack. Also, best of all, oh shit, man, it's just slow enough they let's go guard. Best of all, though, yeah, this is plus frames. This is plus frames on block. Pretty good. Now, in theory, this should have no tracking. But yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I've had experience where this still will phantom clip you or track you. Yeah, this move is absurdly good. This is a better version of, like, her turnstile, her backsway, stuff like that. Yeah, you just want to do up 3 plus 4 because the fact that it's a launcher and still gives you plus frames on block while being highly evasive and phantom tracking is, yeah, definitely overtuned. With that being said, it's not pay to win because, yeah, Yoshimitsu has this almost identical attack. Up forward 2, this animation might look kind of familiar. This is a weapon-based attack, so you cannot low parry it. On counter it is a full launcher because she needs it. But similar to down forward 3 2, we can also cancel up forward 2 by holding down, which is something that Yoshi can do, but like never. You never see Yoshi players ever use this for mental frame advantage. And then same thing, wall stand 3 or wall stand. Sorry, do I cancel wall stand 3? I cancel the full crouch down forward 3. Do I, go for cheesier stuff like full crouch stand back 3, which I guess I should have mentioned earlier, right? Do I this, that, and on top of it, you can't low parry it. So, and it's counter launcher, and she's jumping when she does it. I mean, yeah, this move is good. It doesn't seem like it would be good. Okay, so basically this move is like a bell curve. At low levels, this move is incredible. At mid levels, this move is bad. At high levels, this move is incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. Okay, up 3 is her Rising Knee I-15 launcher. Unlike down forward 2, which does not launch counters, up forward 3 does. Now, the nice thing with up forward 3, it's a hop kick, so minus 13, although look at the speed of the attack and like recovery speed. It's very hard to max 13 this unless you're 100% looking. But yeah, this move is good. But it can be better. And the better move is double Rising Knee. What's funny about double Rising Knee, this is still NC, full launcher, right? So as you've seen earlier, this is typically your filler to put them into a good state where forward 4 and set works. But best of all, double Rising Knee is not any worse on block. It's still only minus 13. So unlike a character like, what is he? Paul, when he does the dancing shredder kicks, it becomes launch punishable. Like, she doesn't have that problem, like straight up. Best of all, also, the second hit is still a full launcher. So, like, if they try punishing this, like, at this range, they see you flinch, and they let something go, and, like, look at the range, she's still good. Smallest character in the game, by the way. It's okay that she has, like, the best range in the game. Yeah, this move is super fucking overtuned. The up forward 3-4 should have been nerfed a long time ago. It's crazy it was never nerfed. Okay, up forward 4. Is basically just a safe knockdown attempt. I think under certain scenarios this becomes a launcher where the wall's to your left, but you typically won't see that. What you will see instead is open field up forward 3 into steel pedal, which again will then set up our set follow pressure. Nice thing on block, this is completely safe. Nothing on counter hit, but the follow pressure safe option is really good to close out games. I want to do something safe. 22 plus 19 damage puts us at that perfect 41 break point. At top right corner, 41 break point, right? How 41 damage matters in this game. Yeah, it's really nice to have access to that. Really good. Annoyingly, one of the better moves that she has, and it's completely safe on block, while not being super flashy. Okay, up 3 plus 4. We had seen something similar earlier. Musasabi, I guess. Similar thing. Okay, well, we can go for the 2. We can go for the 4 if they want to duck it. Notice how the 4 and the 3 are like way different frame datas, so you can definitely fussy that. But yeah, again, similar. The scary part about up 3 plus 4 is the fact you just do it empty. Empty, and here we are in FC. So, okay, well, I want to do this, but do I do this and think the opponent thinks I'm doing something launch punishable when only minus 11? Huh? Right? Right? Do I show the same move? Yeah, it's really good. I don't think this is a launcher though. Oh, okay, of course it's a launcher. I forgot what character am I playing? I forgot. My bad. Yeah, this is mostly gimmicks, but at the same time, this is one of those bell curves. Shitty, really good at low level, shittier at mid level, really good at fucking high. Annoying. The nice thing though is, if I remember correctly, you can just like full step this. So there is better counterplay against this one. But yeah, the Musasabi, I guess 4 also causes a wall splat knockdown. Okay, 4 for 2 is her steel pedal. Dude, this character is absurd. The more moves I'm doing, the more absurd I realize how absurd this is. But hey, knockdown, steel pedal, minus 10. Okay, not the worst thing in the world. But then you might say to yourself, well, we got like Azia for 4 Double Chin back 4, or we even have like Bob back 3, Miguel down 3+4, -15, like Shaheen back 4. Those are counter launchers, right? Of course this is a counter launcher for -10. Why did you even doubt it, guys? Come on, man. Of course it's a counter launcher. Of course the steel pedal that sets up empty set back turn shenanigans. Of course they mash out. It's a counter launcher. Well, don't doubt the system, guys. Of course she's pay to win. Of course she has that. Yeah, 4 for 2 is really fucking good. Yeah, even that type of flip over would cost wall splat knockdown. So good. Oh, okay, so just in case you were thinking, man, you know, she's just not. I just need more. I need more just juice from her, right? So we have 4 for 4, which hits on 9. And what happens is when you consider in the speed of forward, that means this is 10 frames. So if they ever do something -10, you technically could launch them if they're by a wall. Now that's not without risk. The move itself is -17, although it is fairly sudden strike. So it is hard. It is harder to like max punish this period. The nice thing though is kind of similar to June full crouch down forward 1 on 11, if I remember correctly. This move has the same property, and what that means is rather than wall standing 4 for 11 or +5, you know, yawn, right? Who gives a shit? Instead, there you go. We got a wake up 3, wake up 3 Punisher. That's a fucking full launcher by the wall. Now it's hard. That, you know, for the fans out there, the members got to see how many times I failed that. For everyone else, yeah, first try, right? Now that it's absurdly strong. They have access to a 10 frame wall splat with, again, really good range. Because again, we're playing fucking Kunimitsu, who's the shortest character that has one of the best ranges in the game. Definitely overtuned, like absurdly strong. Okay, here is her more practical unblockable. This is also the more stereotypical one that you probably have seen in like Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 1, stuff like that. So unlike up 1+2, which is a little bit muted, we have the advancing 4 for 1+2 with really, really good range. And the great range is because she takes a step forward, and then she does the up forward 1 or up back 2 animation. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I mean, good. I don't think it launches, but man, that looks like it's a launcher type knockdown. Okay, I don't think it launches though. But yeah, it's still good. Of course, you can see the animation, you can see the screen flash, and even though it's 30, it's still seeable. Seeable with some experience that you understand the moves. Okay, basically she has shark attack, just like Yoshi. She can shark attack into PT. She can finish the shark attack with the CD2 option, and then she can go full route with the flip over instead if you know the opponent wants duck jab to challenge you. Solo shark attack into teleport. Yeah, these are pretty good. I think the... Yeah, oh, -17. Okay, so it is worse. So it is the same as like Cat 3-2 on block. It's the same attack. But the mix-up into the overhead, into the back churn is still pretty good. I would say 4 for 3+4 is kind of out of meta from how people tend to play it. But still, it's still a move that builds the mental stack and is really annoying to deal with. Okay, oh, that is it. So CD2 is -17. Okay, my bad. Okay, so Crouch Dash 2 is a launcher, and it causes instant spin, as we talked about, very similar to counter hit set 2, right? Same launcher type, basically more damage. Now, you see the 14 on the screen, and then you see the input, right? Forward, neutral, down, down, forward. So typically what happens is when it comes to input, so like 4 for 4, for instance, right? Is a 9-frame attack, but because the forward gets buffered, and then the neutral becomes buffered, that means the forward part of it hits on frame 10. So it's 1 frame animation. So you might think to yourself, kind of similar to, you know, what's he called here? To the Kazuya. So the electric is 11 frames, but because we have to go into the crouch dash input, at its quickest comes out on 13. So it's 2 frame 2-frame input, right? So it's a 2-frame plus a 13 plus 11 frames, and 13 frames as quickest. So same thing. This would be 14 plus 2, right? Making this a 16-frame launcher, which honestly is not that bad, right? Look at the range for your 16. Like, for instance, if you get like a Demo Man or something, there's a good chance that you're going to be able to launch this, right, with your 16-frame launcher. No, so I'm 100% lying. This is a completely bufferable I-14 launcher. What that means is on block, if your opponent goes for like a Wake Up 4, and I don't know how I'm going to set this up. I'm just going to do something simple. This is kind of cheating because this is technically worse than 14. But yeah, if that was exactly minus 14, I can't think of a thing off Kazuya off the top of my head. But yeah, this would be a bufferable I-14 launcher. Instant spin, and as we talked about earlier, the fact that you can still, you know, get in a combo with massive carry, leading to potentially Rage Shard, not Power Crush, Heat, I was saying Heat Smash, Rage Stride, blah, 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 right? Really, really strong. And in this game especially, where there's so many minus 14s off of Wake Up, is really, really nice. And furthermore, this is also a mid attack, so you don't even worry about them recovering an FC. Now, there are structures where you do like a low parry, and I kind of had showed it earlier, even though I never really practiced those, to be honest. Yeah, I never practiced that. I don't know if you have to do a dash before it or a jab or something like that. But yeah, typically what would happen is you'd go neutral 4, CD2, and then extend the combo, because the front loading damage actually is not that bad off of the CD2 anyway, so it's really, really good. So yeah, so again, under guard stun, you can just let the CD2 rock for proper minus 14 punishers. And even there, like, if you fuck up and get down for it too, you're only at minus 12. It's not even that bad, worst case scenario either. So. Okay, Kunai. This move is really, really fucking good. So unlike a character like Noctis, so when Noctis throws his dagger, he doesn't technically say Kunai. He says something that sounds like Kunai. What will happen is, even though his is safe on block, and here, Kunimitsu is minus 11. The difference, though, is if we're far, we teleport. But what can happen is we're not close enough that he can punish with a minus 11. Furthermore, unlike Noctis, who can chuck kunais at you full screen, right? Unlike Noctis, if the kunai misses, she doesn't actually teleport. And while at this range, that seems like a not a bad thing. Okay, so let's say you're playing against Noctis, and he does kunai, and then you walk around him. Here, if I chuck the kunai, there's no risk. I don't teleport, and best of all, I'm only minus 11 on block. So even though he baited me out, he's so far away he can't actually punish it. And as we had shown earlier, typically, you know, this is also your consistent combo ender. Best of all, the Oki is good too. They're left at a bad wake-up position. Oftentimes, people will go all in with set 3. They'll go for CD2, some sort of a steel pedal buffered option. There's quite a few things you can do post-Oki, even though they're technically plus on you. But like CD2 will hit if they mash any button, and so on and so forth. It's pretty good. Yeah, Kunai is same thing. It's definitely a pay-to-win version of a fireball. And speaking of fireballs, because it's an attack throw, if your opponent fireballs you, this goes through the fireball and will turn into an attack throw. So of course you teleport through it, and the fireball doesn't hit you, and you punish their fireball with your own fireball. So right away, like, you don't even have to worry about durability. The kunai has infinite durability, essentially. Super good. Okay, CD2. This is basically a ground-hitting follow-up option. If the wall's too close, you want to go for CD2. It spikes him back into the floor. Let me go ahead and turn that off and put him into a wake-up state like that, into a roll state. Now, the nice thing is, unlike, if you remember the animation, down for 1, 2, 2, right? She ends with that, but she's minus 14s. The difference here is when I do QCF2, I'm only minus 12. So oftentimes, because a lot of people won't do QCF2 raw, they'll think that this QCF2 is minus 13, minus 14, because they're so used to seeing this one that they'll mispunish this. And then same thing, if we're playing against like a Kazuya, he'll be minus 12. If you're playing against a character like Bob, he'll be minus 16, then we down 4 to him as a punish to his incorrect punish. So this move is really good. The range, like look at that, the range is good. This is a natural at wall splat, so therefore becomes a launcher and only minus 12 on block. Yeah, really, really incredible move. Speaking of incredible moves, fuck this move. So this is a move where she uses both her blue dagger and her like, sword, the orange sword. This is a wall splat. Insane range. Like, come on, man. And then best of all, completely safe on block and basically tracks because she does it both directions. So this is essentially a homing attack. This is like Victor up forward 2, but like if Victor up forward 2 is actually good. So yeah, this again is another pay to win move. Nothing special on counter hit, but on natural hit, this move is just absurdly overtuned. Absurdly overtuned. Okay, this is basically just your Asuka style flip away into running 3. These are legacy attacks. Nothing special on counter hit. This is mostly just styling on your opponent. Same thing, running 2 is just a style on your opponent. The issue here is that it's a high attack throw. The problem though, I'll do it easy mode. So +0 on block. So first of all, that's bad. But then it's a high. So if they duck it, you're not going to get any benefit. Her running 3 is a little bit floaty. It's kind of evasive, but floaty nonetheless. Running 2 really doesn't complement her running 3. Usually in Tekken 7, what happens is the running 3 are, for female characters, are typically +0. And then your high 50-50 to it will then be your plus frame option. Unfortunately for Kuni, she has the worst of both worlds. She has a non-plus running 3, and her high running option is also not plus. And then worst of all, yeah, there's no Oki here. Like, it's full screen. We're even. But yeah, there's no follow-up pressure. There's no follow-up hits on natural hit. Running 2 is just a really bad move. It's just funny to do. That's about it. Okay, as talked about, running 3, nothing special. Causes knockdown, but 0 on block. Wall stand 1-1 did get nerfed. This is her I-13 Punisher. +3 on hit. On block, though, it is -12. The nice thing, solo wall stand 1, you can just do it because wall stand 1 is by itself is safe. And then furthermore, second hit on counter hit causes knockdown for steel pedal effect. Pretty sure that's guaranteed. Pretty sure. But yeah, this move had to get nerfed because yeah, it was completely safe on block while still being plus frames. Yeah, obviously it had to go. Okay, here 14 frame Punisher, wall stand 2-4, is a horizontal strike into a high, non-jailing, so you can duck it. Against airborne, this does cause spin state, and you can also enter into set stance by holding forward during the animation. Similar thing, you can always do wall stand 2 solo, which I don't think has a penalty. Yeah, no penalty on it. And then get them to close up, and then go for a delayed low. Right, they're ducking, but they'll let go of ducking, and then Gamak 3 is invisible because it's on 18. You know, typical Yoshi meta sort of stuff. Wall stand 3, insanely overtuned attack. It's a hop kick, -13. Again, like everything else with Kunimitsu, the range is overtuned. Okay, it's not nearly as bad as double knee lifter, but yeah, this move is just, it's really good. It's absurdly good. Still max damage, follow-up options. All the combos still hit. I mean, what's not to like about wall stand 3? Really, really good. Okay, we kind of gave you a preview of this move earlier. Full crash down 4-2. This is a mix-up to full crash down 4-3. Mix up the wall stand 3. On counter hit, yeah, it gives you the +15 G, so you get a force 50-50 afterwards. But even natural hit, like +2, is really good. We're left in FC, so wall stand 4, wall stand 1 pressure. Until fucking, maybe you want to go all in. You want to do a double route? You want to go all in? Best of all, though, on block, yeah, -11 is so good. It's a weapon attack. You can't low parry it. Also, you don't really see it. The range is still really, really good on this attack. Yeah, this is Really good. Noctis does have it, so I can't call it truly fully pay to win for her. Although Noctis also DLC. Okay, Full Crash Downpour 3 did get nerfed in Tekken 7, but still good. The range on this move, as everything else with Kunimitsu, is absurd. Steel Pedal afterwards, same thing. If they don't want to get off the floor, keep forcing 4 for 2. We can go for empty set options to hit on tech roll position, even if they don't want to stay on the floor. We still have access to that. All linchpin from the access of Full Crash Downpour 3 being invisible low option. And as talked about, the ability for us to access stance out of FC and not look like we're properly FC makes this move even more dangerous. Yeah, you're going to see this move a lot. a lot. Okay, speaking of other moves you might see a lot, Sidestep 2, pretty good. Sidestep 2, 1+2 is better. But yeah, the fall pressure is great on it. Yeah, I mean, not bad. If you think they're going to disrespect your Sidestep 2 at the peak. Again, +6, high crushing option, high crush, low crush, you name it. This move is insanely good. Also, now that I come to think of it, it's something I haven't thought about in a while, for sure. Yeah, wow. So even open field, she's still a menace, dude. I forgot all about that. Wow. Damn, dude. Unscaled 18 open field is crazy, man. Oh my god. That is absurd. And like I said, this is just a flinch catch. If you think they're to disrespect you, you can let it rock. You're only -10. Who gives a shit? Out of curiosity, that looks like it knocks down on. Ah, no, okay. Oh, interesting. +4, but we're not -4 like we are with that other one. Okay, Sidestep 4, another move that was nerfed from Tekken Tag 2. This is mostly a gimmick because it is seeable. 24 is already seeable, and the sidestep itself is seeable, although it is hard to see. Same idea, steel pedal guaranteed. In older games, and we'll talk about that later, this was a full launcher as well, so it could be worse. But yeah, this hits grounded. That's one of the other kind of more gimmicky things about it. Even if they stay on the floor, it still hits them. So at least it has that going for it, but this is mostly like, I just want to disrespect you, end the game with a sidestep, call you out for it. It is pretty evasive, which is probably the main value of it. So it's kind of like a shittier version of steel pedal, or sorry, not steel pedal, but like a snake edge. Okay, her taunt cannot be canceled. We've learned that the hard way multiple times. She is doing the fox symbol because Kunimitsu is the fox mask, you know, Kitsune. That's her thing. Her and her mom. Can this one be canceled? Nah, no cancel on that. Okay. I forgot about that one too. 10 string. Low, no. Yeah, her 10 string's not that bad, but she probably has high on the 4th hit. There it is, yeah. 4 or 5 are highs. Yeah, there is a code to decoding 10 hits in case you guys never figured that out. Even 10 strings where there are no lows, like for instance Brian's 10 string are just highs and mids, they still obey by the same rules. There are a few exceptions, notably Marduk 10 hit 2, which is not luckily in Tekken 7 anymore. But yeah, for the most part they all obey by the same rule. So even though you can't low parry or duck the low, you can still duck the high, launch it accordingly. Okay, throw option. Yeah, no Oki. Advancing throw. Okay, hip throw this does not break the floor as far as I remember. Left throw, and then that one probably breaks the floor, and then the much cooler right throw, which is the ninja style throw, which looks awesome. For back throw, let's see here. Okay, 50 damage back throw. Okay, up this move here, forward 1+4. I don't remember if you can duck this one anymore. You used to be able to duck to escape this attack. I don't know if you can duck this one in T7. I think they changed it so they got rid of it. I can't remember. But you could duck it. But yeah, she was still left plus frames on you. But then, yeah, you have to guess 50-50. And then same thing, Tekken Tech 2, where she can go for BT down 4. Would then be, okay, well then you have to guard and low parry the last hit. Sort of. Well. Okay, yeah, she has a reversal parry into a blockable. Basically acting very similar to, what is it called? Raven's backback 2. Basically just sidestep it and launch her for going for it. Bait it out with a single jab and immediate sidestep. Notice how the dummy guard is like already recovered, like way recovered, like plenty of time for your sidestep. She can do the same thing out of back turn, which is way more valuable. This one is one you never see. It's not as good as Raven's, but it's still pretty good. As talked about, she probably will have a back turn power crush in the next game. Okay, and through the power of editing, we're now in Tekken Tag 2. I want to just finish with Kunimitsu I, because honestly, for me, if I was to add a Kunimitsu to the game, I would go ahead and bring back Kuni 1. I'd bring back her mom, because I think Kuni 1 kind of more represents like that old school stance pressure, but at the same time more mix-up style, where she's taken like a lot of inherent risk for like medium reward. That Kuni 2 is kind of lacking. So Kuni 2 is like pure rush down, constantly stance dancing, but also, as talked about, short character with absurd range. And Kuni, bringing back Kuni 1 and starting with her and maybe adding a sprinkle of Kuni 2 attacks would make it way more balanced and way more fun to fight against. And overall, I think it's just, we need more characters like Kunimitsu I for sure in the game. But I wanted to just show off some of the changes from Tekken Tag 2 to Tekken 7 that could significantly change things. So first and foremost, first thing that comes to mind, Focus Jumper 3. Kaz is like a more proper launcher type. With a character like Boku Kunimitsu, this is actually full launcher. But here in this context, it's a small combo only. So wall stand 4, but then same thing. This could break a wall for walls nearby and get a combo extension. But as we talked about earlier, sidestep 4, which I guess, sidestep 3 plus 4 is now more your traditional kind of knockdown launcher. Certain scenarios, certain body types get picked up. I think Kazuya won't be one of them, but you have that. Second big change for sure is access to set 1-2. So yeah, so even though she still has like the set overhead and stuff like that, the fact that she also, and then go to spoiler alert, also has access to set 1-2 for a counter is huge. And then furthermore, if we do go full route, as shown, we still get the full launcher type as well. Now, what's nasty about set 1-2 that is not immediately available is the fact that set 1-2 has a delay timing on it. So we can either go set 1-2, which as talked about in Tekken 8 would probably be a jailing string, hence this would be gone. But if we think the opponent is going to disrespect or immediately challenge our set 1 at -3, we can let the set 1-2 rock and then catch them off guard, right? Yeah, full launcher, really, really nice. That's also a nice complement to an option like, downpour 1-3, as we talked about, being a spin, out tagger, stuff like that. Okay, so we still have 1-1. The only problem is here we don't actually have a follow-up to 1-1. That is really good. So that's a major, major detriment or change from her. She has the bad breath unblockable, which is basically ogres, which hits like full screen. But same thing. It's very obvious when she does this animation that like you just duck it, like right. You're not gonna get hit by it. So that same thing complements up 1+2, 4 for 1+2. Let's see this. Do we still have the animation? Oh no! Oh god, is that a full launcher in this game? Oh no, we're recovering way too slowly. Yeah, okay. That only hit because he flinched. Sorry. This is a real Tekken game, so you get hit on wake up. Okay. Let's see. Set 2, if I remember correctly, like I talked about. Just, yeah, double over stun. In that case, that's not a double over. That's a crumple. So it's not as strong as double over, but same thing. We're not getting instant spin, which then means we can still get our bound effect and then tag assault, so on and so forth. But so it's really good having that set 2. As talked about, back 2 in this game. Kaz is knockdown, Kaz is wall splat, and best of all is safe on block. So that's a major, major one. As mentioned, I think they'll turn that into an Disengage in Tekken 8. Let's go ahead and just go through the move list really fast to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, so there you go, 3-3. So rather than just having 3-4, which causes the knockdown wall splat, she also has 3-3, which is a mix-up. Note that it's a high-low mix-up, so this is fake shit. Although mental frame advantage is definitely better for Kunimitsu I. Okay, triple roundhouse, that's a Yoshi move. She obviously does not have that. Burn Steely. Ah, yeah, let's touch 3+4 while we're here. Okay, yeah, so it is a launcher, but notice how this is not the spin type launcher. Oh, sorry. It looks like a spin, but that's because in this game, we can still bound. So we're not confusing our effects here. Also, I think this does have homing property too. Yeah, this is the better version of the attack. Ooh, hard to tell. I think it does, I think. Oh yeah, it says right there, 4/3+4. Only issue is against airborne, it wouldn't cause the instant. Okay, that one we can't. But yeah, the front loading damage, by able to do this is insane. Like 59 damage and still able to do attack assault, and then we can still end with 4/4 set 4. Hella good. That's hella good, dude. Down 3. Yeah, she could perform instant slide, which is nasty. Now, I don't know if we get actually a full combo, though. No, we don't. Okay, good. Yeah, because for the most part, yeah, the Tekken Tag 2 is a much more balanced game. Okay, so instead of her cat stance, which she kind of does have, she has a stance called Dotan, or Dotan, I guess, which is the similar idea. So we get a launcher, still equally launch punishable, or we do the big drop. So basically the same thing, it's just they rename the stance, although she still can do everything she can typically do already. I feel like, oh, there we go. That's the difference. So yeah, this actually did something initially in Tekken Tag 2. BT 1+2. Oh, that's so cool. I forgot about that. Yeah, she has a teleport off BT. So if you don't want to actually take any hit at risk, you just fucking evade. And I think that's what, it looks like she's left an FC as well, which will then leave us. Yeah. For keep out follow pressure. Yo, that's tight. Let's go. Okay, now the big one, BT down 4, as talked about, is completely safe on block. So again, that forces you to duck the first hit and then low parry the second hit. In a similar way, this move is very similar to Tekken Tag 2 Bob down by 3+4, 4, which same thing. You can't actually punish it because it jails, so you have to low parry instead. Although that move is way better than BT down 3. Poison Wind. That's weird that she lost this move. That's very much a Yoshi attack. Basically, ground hitting option. So if they stay on the floor, you jump on them and you spin away at the same time. Yeah, so look at that range. Now neutral's reset for a free ground hit. Very similar to like a Tekken 1 attack, of course. Double hit. Yes, I forgot that too. Yeah, so 4/2 is basically like a Heihachi 4/2 tag launcher. I believe it is, still equally punishable. But yeah, very evasive. Really look how far we hit. It's crazy. Really good. Because of course she's attacking with her Kuna. Okay, and a little taunt. Yeah, that little spice of older Tekken games that doesn't exist in T7, T8. Okay, 4/3. So I didn't mention this. So in Tekken Tag 2, so she has 4/3, which enters into the Musasabi stance. Actually, in Tekken 7, when you perform 4/3, it gives you a buffered 4/3 instead. So what happens is if you're this far away and you land 4/3, you just do 4/3 and enter into set stance. They'll do follow-up combos and stuff like that. So that's something that I forgot to mention that exists in this game only. Oh, natural hit low launcher. Fair. At least it's a counter launcher only in 7. So she has 4/4, but there is no extension with 4/4-2. Running 2 is way better in this game. Notice the damage. Basically, it's Yoshi 4/2. Now, I don't know if you can use mid combo. I don't think so. How am I going to push him far away? Yeah, okay, so we don't get the little running 2 animation. Okay, and we're back. So I can see them changing this to be like Yoshimitsu 4/4-2, just bring 1+2, where it requires extension to actually transition into the attack throw against an airborne opponent. Otherwise, we might get a combination of the two where running 2 will properly work against the airborne opponent for combos and still retain its high property instead. So yeah, running 2, like I had mentioned, not really in the best place in Tekken 7. Probably going to get modified or changed in T8, although I wouldn't mind seeing the Yoshimitsu kind of attack through, very anime. Wall stand 2, instead of being the I-14 launcher, is kind of like that churn steely option to evade. Same thing. Yeah, look at that, the pushback. Even if it is punishable, like with air quotes, no one is pushing that. Now, on natural hit, it just causes basically a nosebleed attack. On counter hit, I think it also does the same thing. Yeah, nothing guaranteed. This is nice to be like, get off me, because it does have some extra range as she's doing the advancing during the FC. But for the most part, Wall Stand 3 and the Full Crash Channel 4-3 are like your go-to 50-50. Although Wall Stand 2, it's not horrible, it's just not good either. Oh yeah, Sidestep 1+2. Yeah, so instead of Sidestep 2, which we get the standing 2 option, she does have the advancing Sidestep 1+2 instead. Now, do you do anything on counter hit? No. So I want to say safe wall splat, knockdown. Yeah, there's no frames to do anything else other than Sidestep 1+2. But if the wall's nearby, you might be able to get in a down 1. I don't remember for 100%, but possibly. Okay, here's the Sidestep 4, which is Sidestep 3+4 for Kuni in this game. Yeah, so once again, that is Tekken Tag 2 Kuni. As we talked about, her options are a little bit more reward heavy, but at the same time, because you have like a limited move list relative to like T7 option, it makes it easier to properly counterplay against a character like Kunimitsu. But I would still prefer to see Kuni 1, again, the mother of Kuni 2. Much more iconic character, and in Kuni 2 is like that, really has I would say, a negative stigma around it. So I prefer to see Kuni 1 in the future. A more simplified, toned down version of Kunimitsu, which I think everyone would love. Okay, now let's go into the conclusion. So, I think we already kind of talked about a good amount of things that are going to be changed in T8. Right away, like seeing some old strings, like down 3-4 is probably going to be buffed. Like, there's no way they're not buffing this move, assuming it's still going to be Kunimitsu 2. This will be like jailing low high, and then same thing, counter confirm the final hit with the kunai, which isn't as good as a launcher, but like 57 damage is still really fucking good. In a similar vein, I can see them buffing Set 1-2. As we talked about, Set 1-2 does not jail in this game. It's actually better in Tekken Tag 2, but Set 1-2 will probably jail. Now, that might mean that they'll make it such that the follow-up options are either absent or more limited, which is definitely something that can happen, but that could be the case. How about this? Heat engagers first. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it if they buff back to into a heat engager status, which means, of course, it will lose its power crush because power crush heat engagers are not a thing. But I wouldn't doubt it if this becomes back to what it was in Tekken Tag 2, a wall splatting, because heat engagers wall splat. Well, most of them do. They cause wall splat for launcher, so they'll probably make it a homing attack that's safe on block, heat engager, and then also because the heat engager would be a full launcher variation, similar to like Damage 1+2, but with more risk. Damage 1+2, same thing, wall bounce is going away, so they'll probably change that to a heat engager instead. In the vein of the options out of Set, as talked about, I can see them changing Set 1-2 to being jailing, and also some sort of heat engager variation on it. They could change an option like Set 4-3 to being heat engager, which would make things interesting. Like same thing, instead maybe not Set 4-3, maybe you just make it such a back 4-3 is a heat engager instead. I could see that happening. Let's see here. What else could they have? An interesting one would be like Set up forward 4 to change this, kind of similar to like a crouch throw heat engager, would be spicy. So obviously that would not be a launching heat engager, kind of similar to crouch throws, but to add that would be kind of cool actually. But heat engagers midstream don't do anything. Okay, take it back. So it can't be heat engager. It would be cool, but it doesn't work that way because, yeah, midstream heat engagers don't heat engage, right? They just cause like heat dash cancel if you have meter. Let's see, what else could they change? With how much they're buffing wall stand tools, I can see either wall stand 2-4 being heat engager or wall stand 1-1 being heat engager. Honestly, wall stand 2-4 entering into Set is probably more valuable as a tool, like a combo tool option. That wall stand 1-1 would likely be one in question. Add a back churn. I don't think back churn 3 would be one. Okay, I'd have to think about that one. Okay, regarding heat mechanics, I don't think she would be an install character. I think she's going to be more similar to Armor King, where he's buffed under heat. And the way I think they're going to do it, they're going to do it something similar to a character like Yoshi. So Yoshi, I guess, technically does have an install. So I guess Kuni would have a similar install, where her her short sword and her dagger, or her longer dagger, would then kind of be buffed up or charged up. Now I could see, not down forward 2, but I could see the horizontal strikes, the blue strikes, having an improved option on them. So like Yoshimitsu, they could make it such that whenever she blue strikes, she gains some health back. Same thing under install or heat could be a thing. But I could see them buffing the blue attacks, because yeah, typically all her attacks are all, orange attacks. So that's her her main hand attacks. So her offhand would then be that get buffed under the effects of this install / heat mode. I could see that being a thing. Same thing. We talked about it in the Miguel video, but Sides of 4 and Full Crush Downpour 3, I could see them buffing these into like pop tier 5 and heat burst them to extend the combo. I don't think they're going to make them launcher types like they are in Tekken Tech 2 ever again, but I can see them being extended combo pickup, so on and so forth.